Chapter 3001. 9 Levels of Divine Thunder, each level a new heaven. This feast lasted a full 3 days and nights. During this time, when the food and wine ran out, Lei Hao waved his hand and had it all replaced anew. Lei Hao got quite drunk later and talked about many past events. Lin Moyu also smiled and chatted along, talking about some things from the Realm Sea world. He told Lei Hao that after Lei Hao's defeat in the world conflict, several more Realm Sea worlds with celestial venerables were devoured by him. Lei Hao felt a sense of schadenfreude and laughed non-stop. Then Lin Moyu talked about matters related to the Realm Sea token. His experiences made Lei Hao exclaim in amazement. At the same time, he greatly admired the various judgments Lin Moyu had made. Those judgments were not something ordinary people could make. Let alone a rough beast like himself, even those with meticulous minds would struggle to deal with such situations. Lei Hao said, "I really want to know how your brain works. How did you find the final answer just from those clues that barely count as clues?" Lin Moyu smiled, "This can't really be taught. Everyone thinks differently, you have to think more for yourself." Lei Hao shook his head, "Forget it, my greatest strength as a beast is not thinking too much about things I can't understand. Instead of that effort, I'd rather think about finding some tigresses in the future, having some cubs, then watching them kill each other. The useless ones all die, leaving a few of the strongest." Hearing this, Lin Moyu was speechless. The beast race's way of thinking was truly unfathomable. Even if humans wanted to cultivate their descendants, they would never use methods similar to raising venomous insects. But the beast race had continued this method for countless years. To change it would require an order directly from the beast emperor, otherwise it would be nearly impossible. Lin Moyu couldn't and didn't want to interfere with this. When in Rome, do as the Romans do. He could only adapt. Perhaps the beast race wasn't even the most brutal group in this world. Perhaps there were even more brutal ways of survival competition. Natural selection and survival of the fittest, these 8 words interpreted the entire world very thoroughly. 3 days later, accompanied by a purple light rising from Purple Tiger City, the entire city began to glow. Lin Moyu sensed that the power of the origin spirit vein was surging, vast amounts of origin power gushing out to activate the formation hidden in Purple Tiger City. The formation gathered the power of the origin spirit vein, becoming increasingly powerful, finally transforming into a beam of purple light shooting towards the sky. In the sky, another world faintly appeared. This world was extremely hazy, gradually opening up. Everyone in Purple Tiger City knew that the ancestral grounds of the lightning purple striped tiger clan, which opened once every 100 years, would open again today. Lei Hao's body shook, a powerful force surging out to dispel all the alcohol in his system. Lei Hao, who had been half drunk for 3 days, fully sobered up at this moment. A vast aura spread out. At this moment, Lei Hao carried 7 parts arrogance. "This is my first time entering the ancestral grounds. Let's see if I can break through and reach a higher level." His eyes carried some expectation, as if anticipating something. Over the 3 days, Lei Hao had talked a lot. For members of the lightning purple striped tiger clan, the first time bathing in divine thunder after becoming a celestial venerable was an extremely important matter. The first thunder bath would have the best effect. After all, these were the ancestral grounds of the lightning purple striped tigers. Bathing in divine thunder would have far greater effects for clan members than for others. Moreover, the stronger the bloodline, the greater the benefits received. According to Lei Hao, this trip to the ancestral grounds would be the beginning of his meteoric rise. At this moment, there was still some time before the ancestral grounds opened. Lei Hao handed 4 special purple tokens to Lin Moyu and the others, each token representing 1 spot. Lin Moyu said, "After entering the ancestral grounds, be careful of Lei Zan. I feel he doesn't have good intentions towards you. I don't know if your guardian will follow you in, but be careful anyway." Lei Hao showed some disdain. "In the ancestral grounds, my bloodline power will be infinitely amplified. With my bloodline, my combat power will be comparable to a Dao Venerable. If that guy wants to kill me in the ancestral grounds, he must be crazy. But then again, it might also be his only chance to kill me." Hearing Lei Hao say this, Lin Moyu knew that Lei Hao's guardian would not enter the ancestral grounds. "Just be careful, my intuition is not wrong, that guy won't let you off easily." Lin Moyu reminded him once more and said no more. Some things said to this extent were enough. If Lei Hao wouldn't listen, there was nothing he could do. However, Lin Moyu still secretly used the Fate Dao to temporarily enhance Lei Hao's luck. In any case, Lei Hao was his friend. He couldn't eat and drink for free for 3 days without repaying the favor. Purple light soared to the sky, and the entire purple tiger city glowed. In the endless sky, a purple world became increasingly clear. Finally, the purple light shattered space and connected to that purple world. At once, countless people rose into the sky, heading towards the purple world. Lei Hao said in a low voice, "Let's go." Lin Moyu, Little Mist, Little Five, and Little Ox held their tokens and flew towards that purple world. After they flew halfway up, the tokens turned into faint lights enveloping the 4 of them. The faint light was like a bubble, automatically flying towards the purple world. The sound of thunder rang in their ears, and endless lightning appeared before their eyes. The purple world was a world interwoven with lightning. The purple lightning emitted a strange aura. Only those holding tokens and having spots were qualified to glimpse its true face. Enveloped in light, the 4 passed through the sea of lightning and entered the true ancestral grounds. A moment later, their feet finally touched ground again, and the faint light enveloping them disappeared. A slight numbness came from under their feet. Looking down, they saw the ground was actually composed of lightning. Faint purple lightning formed an incredibly vast world. Many people wrapped in faint light arrived here. Thunder sounded from the sky, countless lightning bolts falling from above onto the ground, stirring up large patches of purple light. Looking up, they saw 9 seas of lightning, like steps, each higher than the last, extending towards the distant sky. 9 levels of divine thunder, each level a new heaven. Each level up was an entirely new world. The so-called 9 heavens divine thunder referred to these 9 levels. It was said that only 9th level Tao Venerable beings were qualified to enter the 9th level and bathe in the true 9 heavens divine thunder. Lin Moyu looked at the 9 levels. His gaze pierced through the highest 9th level, looking towards an even more distant place. He vaguely sensed that above the 9 levels, there seemed to be another level. That level was likely the true center of the ancestral grounds. However, Lei Hao had never mentioned that place, probably because he didn't know about it either. Perhaps, the place above the 9 levels was the true origin of the lightning purple striped tiger clan. Lei Hao's voice came to his ears, "Brother, I'll go ahead first." Lin Moyu nodded, "Be careful." Lei Hao laughed heartily, "Brother Lin, be careful too. Although your talent is unmatched, don't overreach too much. After 100 days, when we return from the ancestral grounds, let's drink again." With these words, he ascended, flying towards the first level. No matter how strong you are, you have to ascend level by level. It's impossible to go directly to the 9th level. After Lei Hao left, Lin Moyu also said softly, "Let's go too. Don't stray too far from me." Chapter 3002, 3002. Chapter 3002, with just these misfits, they're asking for death. The 9 levels of divine thunder were like 9 huge seas of lightning suspended in midair. Within each sea of lightning was another world, each with its own laws. The sound of thunder filled their ears. The ancestral grounds of the lightning purple striped tigers was a world of lightning, purple lightning. Across the 9 levels, the purple color deepened from light to dark. By the 9th level, the lightning had turned so purple it was almost black, giving a sense of danger even from afar. To enter the lightning sea, one first had to find the passage leading to it. You couldn't just fly up directly. Fortunately, there were many passages and they were easy to find. Lin Moyu flew in front, with Little Ox following closely behind. Little Mist and Little Five sat on Little Ox's back. All around them, many others were also heading to the first level. Of the 100,000 people entering the ancestral grounds, everyone's first stop was the first level. This level ensured that everyone could obtain some basic benefits. Lin Moyu suddenly looked to one side and saw Lei Zan. Lei Zan was traveling with 7 others, forming a team. Among these 8 people, Lei Zan's realm was the weakest. The other 7 were all Tao Venerables, and from other clans. Among the 7, the strongest was already at the 4th level of Tao Venerable. Just as Lin Moyu saw Lei Zan also saw Lin Moyu. His eyes showed a, just as expected, look, while also flashing with viciousness. He seemed to be saying something to his companions, but Lin Moyu paid no attention to this. Lin Moyu completely ignored insignificant characters like Lei Zan. Even Lei Hao couldn't compare to him in arrogance. When it came to arrogance, Lin Moyu was truly arrogant. It was an arrogance that came from the soul, far surpassing Lei Hao. From the beginning of his cultivation path until now, Lin Moyu had always maintained his arrogance. Even towards that old man in the green robe, Lin Moyu never felt he was too high above him, believing he would eventually catch up. This was true arrogance, showing no outward signs but buried deep in the soul. I hope you don't come looking for death. Lin Moyu was never stingy about killing. If anyone dared to cause trouble, he wouldn't hesitate. Little Ox suddenly spoke, Master, that guy called Lei Zan seems to have ill intentions towards you. Lin Moyu smiled, it doesn't matter. If they dare come, they won't be able to go back. Little Ox said disdainfully, that's right. With just these misfits, they're asking for death. Little Ox knew Lin Moyu's abilities. These guys were nothing. He had unparalleled confidence in his master. As they approached the first level of divine thunder, they saw passages formed by lightning. Following these passages, they could enter the first level. The passages were filled with dense lightning. Anyone entering would be struck by lightning. The passage was also a kind of test. If one couldn't withstand the lightning in the passage, it was better not to go. Going would result in serious injury at best, or complete destruction at worst. The lightning passage served as a warning, warning everyone not to force themselves or aim too high. The lightning passage to the first level was almost without danger. Any celestial venerable could endure it. So, the first level was more of a benefit. There were many lightning passages, with entrants using different ones to enter the first level. Lin Moyu's group also entered one. As soon as they entered the passage, countless lightning bolts struck. These lightning bolts weren't very powerful. Lin Moyu felt nothing when they hit him. Lin Moyu sensed that the lightning contained a strange power that seemed able to mobilize his blood energy, slightly increasing the speed of blood flow. Humans don't have the concept of bloodline inheritance, but bloodlines do exist. It's like two cultivators with excellent talent, their children often have better talent than others. This is bloodline, but human bloodlines aren't as obvious as those of beasts and spirit beasts. With blood flow slightly accelerated by the lightning, Lin Moyu knew these lightning bolts indeed helped strengthen bloodlines. It feels so good. Little Ox's voice sounded again. Little Ox was a cosmic giant beast from the great world, with an extremely ancient bloodline. In the origin continent, Little Ox would be considered a spirit beast. Spirit beasts place even more emphasis on bloodlines than beasts, so the purple lightning had an excellent effect on him. Not even at the first level yet, just in the lightning passage, Little Ox already felt comfortable. Once they reached the first level, the lightning's effect would only be better. Little Mist frowned beside them, how is it comfortable? I don't feel anything at all. Lin Moyu naturally understood the reason, because you don't rely on bloodline, so your feeling is very faint. Little Mist, a spirit transformed into a living being, had her foundation in her soul, so her feeling was very faint. But it wasn't completely useless. When the lightning became stronger, it could penetrate the soul and refine it. However, the benefits Little Mist received would certainly not be as good as Little Ox and Little Five's. Lin Moyu looked at Little Five, how do you feel? Little Five squinted her eyes, looking very comfortable, it feels quite good, but the force still isn't strong enough. Lin Moyu smiled, because you're a Tao Venerable, and your bloodline is also very strong. The first level isn't particularly useful for you. Maybe when we reach the third level, the feeling will be different. Little Five nodded vigorously, Little Five understands. In Lin Moyu's expectation, although Little Ox had just entered the celestial venerable realm and should only be able to bathe in the first level's divine thunder. With Little Ox's talent and bloodline, reaching the second level shouldn't be a problem. Little Five was a sole progenitor beast, whose bloodline was among the top among spirit beasts. She might be able to enter the fourth level. The most difficult was Little Mist. Her foundation was in her soul. With her talent, entering the second level wouldn't be a problem, but Lin Moyu wasn't sure if she could enter the third level. As for safety issues, Lin Moyu hadn't considered them. With him around, safety wasn't an issue at all. Soon, they reached the end of the lightning passage and burst out of the exit, entering the world of the first level. The world of the first level was vast and had its own laws. There was no ground here, only lightning. Countless lightning bolts fell from the sky, densely packed, but they had no target. Everyone had to find lightning for themselves. Here, some people began to use treasures to absorb lightning. Others used secret techniques to absorb lightning with their bodies, greatly increasing efficiency. Many celestial venerables displayed their abilities here, attracting lightning to strengthen their bloodlines. For beasts, the greatest use of divine thunder was to enhance and strengthen bloodlines. Cultivating the physical body and refining the soul were secondary. Those who entered split up at the first level. Some celestial venerables stayed here, while others went to the second level. As for Tao venerables, they didn't stay here at all, directly seeking the path to the second level. Lin Moyu inquired about Little Ox's condition and found he still had strength left, so he decided to head to the second level. The group traveled through the lightning. The passages to the second level were fewer than those to the first level, but still easy to find. According to Lei Hao, the higher up, the fewer passages there would be, and finding them would become more difficult. So those Tao Venerable wanting to reach higher levels wouldn't waste time. They would continuously climb upwards. Chapter 3003, 3003. Chapter 3003, Third Level Heaven, Drawing Divine Thunder into the Great World. The second level of the 9 levels of Divine Thunder was a deeper purple than the first level, meaning the power of the lightning was also considerably stronger. For Little Ox to enter the second level with his low-level Celestial Venerable realm was already surpassing his level. However, Little Ox didn't feel any discomfort at all. For him, this level of lightning was completely within an acceptable range. As soon as he entered the second level, Little Ox exhaled comfortably. It feels so good, much better than the first level. I can feel my power rising rapidly, I'm getting stronger and stronger, like I could stomp and shatter heaven and earth. Little Mist patted Little Ox's head. Can you really shatter heaven and earth? Stomp once and let me see. If you can't shatter it, see how your elder sister deals with you. Little Ox immediately deflated. He couldn't afford to offend this elder sister, Little Mist. Little Ox was just expressing a feeling. Maybe I said it wrong. Please forgive me, Sister Little Mist. Little Mist snorted. Don't boast in the future. It's annoying to hear. Lin Moyu said, this illusion comes from the strengthening of your bloodline. It's actually quite good, showing your bloodline has truly been enhanced. It's like when we break through to a new realm, we have this kind of illusion. It's very normal. Little Ox shamelessly flattered, Master is still the most formidable, knowing everything. Lin Moyu looked at Little Mist. Little Mist, how do you feel? Little Mist was also bathing in the divine thunder of the second level, purple light surrounding her body, but she didn't have such an exaggerated reaction as Little Ox. Little Mist carefully felt for a moment. It's a bit better than the first level. It feels like a tiny bit of power is entering my soul, but the effect isn't great. Lin Moyu knew that Little Mist's foundation was too good. Countless years as a spirit of a treasure had laid down an incredibly deep foundation for her. Moreover, she had comprehended the power of void, her soul far surpassing cultivators of the same realm. By this measure, Little Mist could also bathe in divine thunder above her level. Going to the third level shouldn't be a problem. As for Little Five, she was originally supposed to start from the third level. Lin Moyu thought for a moment. Little Ox, we're going to the third level. Are you staying here or coming with us? Little Ox didn't even think. Little Ox should still have some strength left, can go up another level. With each higher level, the effect of the divine thunder increased greatly. If Little Ox could still endure, it would be a good thing for him. However, going to higher levels was a one-way path. You could only go up, not down. If the choice was wrong, this opportunity would be wasted. Lin Moyu had considered this issue. He had a vague idea in mind, but wasn't sure if it would work. Lin Moyu snapped his fingers, and the Fate Dao appeared, raising everyone's luck by a level. Let's go, we're heading to the third level. The path from the second level to the third level had many fewer routes. Increasing their luck could help them find the passage to the third level faster, thus saving some time. Moreover, increased luck would have some magical effects. In any case, it only had benefits, no drawbacks. Lin Moyu casually chose a direction. He believed his luck was strong enough, so he didn't need to consider too much. Sure enough, the group hadn't walked for long before they saw a passage. The passage was also filled with purple lightning. Just looking at the color, it was much more intense than the second level. If the lightning intensity of the first level was considered 1, then the second level's intensity would be 10. And the third level's lightning intensity was at least 100. Compared to the first level, it was at least 100 times stronger. This was the difference between Tao Venerables and Celestial Venerables. The gap between them was enormous. However, Little Ox was confident in himself. He was certain he could endure. Lin Moyu grabbed Little Ox's tail with one hand. Let's go in and try. Although he really disliked having his tail pulled, Little Ox didn't dare have any attitude towards Lin Moyu. Little Ox obediently said, and entered the passage. A huge suction force appeared in the passage, trying to pull Little Ox in. But Little Ox was held back by Lin Moyu's grip on his tail, not moving an inch. Lin Moyu hadn't used his power Dao True Body. With his current physical level, without using any techniques, he could easily kill any second-level Dao Venerable. If he used his power Dao True Body, he could directly kill a fourth-level Dao Venerable. Holding back Little Ox was effortless. After a few seconds, Little Ox's voice came from the passage, "Master, no problem." If he could easily withstand the lightning in the passage, then even if it was tough, he could endure the lightning of the third level. Seeing Little Ox had no problems, Lin Moyu let go of his hand. "Let's go in too." Among the group, Little Ox was the weakest. If he had no problems, the others wouldn't have any issues either. The group entered the passage, allowing the lightning to strike them. Lin Moyu still felt nothing. This level of lightning wasn't even enough to tickle him. Little Mist felt the power in the lightning. "My soul can feel it now, it's tingly and quite comfortable." Lin Moyu smiled. "You'll feel it more when we enter the third level." "Little Five, how do you feel?" Little Five said, "My bloodline seems to be stirring a bit, but it's not enough." As a pure-blooded soul progenitor beast, between real and illusory, her bloodline was very strong. Although Little Five was only at the first level of Dao Venerable, the effect of the third level was still not ideal. She needed to go higher. Lin Moyu said, "It's okay, I'll accompany you to go higher later." Little Five smiled, "Thank you, father." The group entered the third level. Purple lightning crashed down, and Little Ox immediately froze, not moving or speaking, his entire body rigid, every hair standing on end. His body glowed purple, his bloodline roaring, making a sound like a long river. The third level had too good an effect on him. As soon as he entered, his bloodline began to strengthen rapidly. The strengthening of his bloodline was visibly pushing his realm to increase. It wouldn't take long for him to break through and reach mid-level Celestial Venerable. A path that would take others hundreds or thousands of years to walk, Little Ox planned to complete in just a few days while bathing in divine thunder. This speed was faster even than Lin Moyu's. Even Lin Moyu felt a bit envious at this moment, remembering how much time he had spent at this realm back then. Little Mist, sitting on Little Ox's back, also had her eyes tightly closed. Her body was also emitting a powerful soul aura, clearly having reached peak Celestial Venerable, just one step away from Dao Venerable. Little Mist's soul only needed to strengthen a bit more and merge with the Dao to successfully enter Dao Venerable realm. Perhaps this was the opportunity for Little Mist's advancement. Lin Moyu and Little Five stood to the side, protecting the two. The divine thunder here didn't have much effect on Little Five, but no matter how small the benefit, Little Five didn't waste it, absorbing it all. Only Lin Moyu felt that the divine thunder falling on him was being wasted. He opened his palm, grasping a ball of lightning, then drew the power of the divine thunder into the great world. In an instant, thunder roared throughout the great world, the entire world rumbling with thunder. The divine thunder of the third level was equivalent to the Dao Venerable realm. A Dao Venerable realm attack falling in the great world was simply a small disaster. Chapter 3004, 3004. Chapter 3004. Little Moon's Benefit, 1/10,000th of Divine Thunder. Universal Career Change. Necromancer. I am the Calamity by Slow Pig. Lin Moyu drawing divine thunder into the great world caused shock among countless cultivators in the great world. All cultivators in the great world above the other shore realm felt a world-destroying power. That feeling was like the end of the world arriving, incredibly terrifying. But the great world remained unharmed. Apart from feeling terrifying, nothing actually happened. Lin Moyu controlled the divine thunder, drawing large amounts into the great world, letting it continuously condense there. At the same time, he controlled the origin power of the great world, marking out an area and arranging a formation to gather the power of the divine thunder inside. Now his great world had advanced to 7th grade, able to contain power below the 4th level of Dao Venerable realm. So although the divine thunder was strong, as long as it was controlled properly, it wouldn't harm the great world. Lin Moyu used the origin power of the great world as the foundation to set up a grand formation. The formation's purpose was to contain the divine thunder, preventing it from dissipating. After some experimentation, Lin Moyu confirmed his idea was feasible. He could collect the power of divine thunder and carve out an area in his great world similar to the lightning purple striped tiger ancestral grounds. Of course, with this method, the power of divine thunder wouldn't be infinite. Once consumed, it would be gone. But Lin Moyu didn't intend for the divine thunder's power to be infinite. He just wanted to collect as much as possible, then control it carefully, subdividing the power of divine thunder to leave for Little Moon to use. This was Lin Moyu's specific idea, a benefit for his disciple. As for the other cultivators in the great world, they were neither friends nor family. Lin Moyu had no obligation to help them. To the great world, Lin Moyu was the master, equivalent to the Tao. The Tao is impartial, only caring for those close to it. With Lin Moyu's current realm, he had begun to understand what it meant for the Tao to be impartial. The most basic operation of the Tao's impartiality is to not interfere in anything, letting the entire world operate on its own without any intervention. Lin Moyu said to Little Five, stay here and protect them. I'm going to collect some divine thunder. Little Five nodded. Don't worry father, Little Five will guard here. To collect divine thunder, Lin Moyu had to move away from Little Mist and Little Ox, otherwise it would affect them. Lin Moyu flew over 100 miles in one breath, completely distancing himself before taking a deep breath. In his soul, 2 Tao patterns glowed brightly, and his power Tao true body appeared. Lin Moyu's body rapidly enlarged. In the blink of an eye, he reached 10,000 meters, towering between heaven and earth. As his body grew, the amount of divine thunder he could bear increased dramatically. Lin Moyu had no treasures to attract divine thunder, nor relevant secret techniques, so he could only use this crude method. Fortunately, this crude method worked quite well. But this wasn't all. Lin Moyu had a thought, and the wings of curse instantly spread. Because his body had grown, the wings of curse also enlarged accordingly. With Lin Moyu at 10,000 meters tall, when the wings of curse spread, their span also exceeded 10,000 meters. In this state, the amount of divine thunder he could bear in the same time reached 100 times more than before. But even so, Lin Moyu still felt it wasn't enough. The wings of curse vibrated slightly as Lin Moyu used a curse. He didn't cast the curse on others, but on himself. What kind of curse the wings of curse could cast depended entirely on Lin Moyu's will. The curse Lin Moyu cast on himself was to attract lightning. For a period of time, he would be struck by lightning. Lin Moyu didn't know if it would work, but he decided to try. Suddenly, thunder roared, much more intensely than before. Lin Moyu felt that the divine thunder falling on him had increased by another fold compared to before using the curse. In other words, the amount of divine thunder he was bearing every minute and second now was 200 times that of the beginning. This efficiency was incomparable even to those using treasures or secret techniques to attract lightning. Lin Moyu stood motionless between heaven and earth, like a statue allowing countless divine thunderbolts to strike him. His entire body glowed purple, dazzlingly bright. His presence soon attracted many people's attention. Many people in the third level were curious about what Lin Moyu was doing. Some even came to watch, but most didn't dare get too close, fearing the astonishing amount of divine thunder falling on Lin Moyu might strike them. Lin Moyu completely ignored these onlookers, focused on his own task. Endless divine thunder fell on him, but most of the power had already been drawn into the great world, then confined in an independent space. A huge formation trapped the divine thunder within. Among the formations Lin Moyu excelled at, thunder formations were number 1, thanks to the formation inheritance from the Thunder Tao person. Now, the amount of divine thunder in the formation was incredibly large, about to form a sea of lightning. Lin Moyu began to guide the power within, drawing out just a thread, 10,000 times weaker than the divine thunder of the first level. Little Moon, prepare to receive divine thunder. Use the divine thunder to cultivate your physical body and refine your soul. On the other side, Lin Moyu's avatar had already signaled Little Moon to enter meditation and begin cultivating. Little Moon was very obedient and was ready in an instant. Lin Moyu used his supreme authority as world master to open space. That thread of divine thunder power he had drawn out crossed half the great world, crashing down on Little Moon's head. Boom! Purple lightning exploded, enveloping Little Moon. Purple light illuminated billions of miles of starry sky. Little Moon was wrapped in purple divine thunder, gritting her teeth, her whole body trembling slightly. Her clothes vaporized in the lightning, indicating the lightning had exceeded Little Moon's limit. Her protective power couldn't extend to her clothes. However, Little Moon still had the protective jade robe given by the Thunder Tao person, usually hidden under her outer robe. Now that the outer robe was destroyed by the thunder, the protective jade robe naturally appeared. Little Moon bathing in divine thunder looked like a lightning goddess descending, solemn and beautiful. Lin Moyu watched Little Moon, unsure if she could withstand the divine thunder. If there was any problem, he was ready to save her at any moment. Life force and spirit medicines were prepared and ready. Fortunately, Little Moon endured. After a period of adaptation, she absorbed the power of divine thunder, beginning to use it to cultivate her physical body and refine her soul. After stabilizing, Little Moon's aura began to increase rapidly. Little Moon was only at the other shore realm. After absorbing the power of divine thunder, the changes were particularly huge. In the blink of an eye, Little Moon was about to advance from early other shore realm towards celestial Venerable. Lin Moyu let out a long sigh of relief. It seems my idea wasn't wrong. The power contained in divine thunder doesn't necessarily require a celestial Venerable to bear it. As long as the power is divided finely enough, even those at other shore realm can bear it, and the effect is excellent. It must be said, Lin Moyu was very daring. This was Tao Venerable Realm Divine Thunder. Even just a thread, less than 1/10,000th of the real Divine Thunder, was still 1/10,000th of Tao Venerable Realm power. 1/10,000th of Tao Venerable Realm power could easily kill someone at other shore realm. After all, from Tao Venerable to other shore, there was a difference of 3 major realms and countless minor realms. One minor realm was already a difference of heaven and earth, let alone 3 major realms. However, Lin Moyu had confidence in Little Moon. Born with a jade soul, plus the Thunder Tao person's 3 protective items, and the luck he had raised for her, she would surely be able to bear it. The result was about what he had expected. Chapter 3005. Chapter 3005. Probably won't make it out of the lightning purple striped tiger clan. Lin Moyu continuously absorbed divine thunder, and the amount of 3rd level divine thunder in the great world grew increasingly vast. In terms of quantity, it was already more than enough for Little Moon to use. But Lin Moyu didn't stop. Divine thunder was a good thing, and he wouldn't consider it too much. As the saying goes, it's better to be prepared. Moreover, when he reached the 4th level, he wanted to absorb 4th level divine thunder and store it as well. Even after leaving the lightning purple striped tiger ancestral grounds, he would have divine thunder to use. Even if he didn't need it himself, there were still Little Mist, Little Five, Little Ox, Little Moon and others. Lin Moyu greedily absorbed divine thunder, and 2 days passed without him realizing. After 2 days, a powerful aura rose from hundreds of miles away. From within the divine thunder came the sound of an ox's bellow. Lin Moyu knew Little Ox had broken through. Suddenly, a sharp aura also rose. Lin Moyu frowned, his gaze becoming sharp. At the same time, he heard Little Five's voice transmission, "Father, someone is ambushing us." As soon as the voice sounded, Lin Moyu vibrated the wings of curse. The outside of the wings of curse was covered with a layer of mysterious light, slightly hazy, disturbing time. The wings of time curse vibrated slightly, and Lin Moyu crossed hundreds of miles at an astonishing speed, arriving where Little Five and the others were. 8 people were standing not far from Little Five and the others. Traces of battle still lingered in the air. Little Five had already fought back. These 8 were the ones who had entered the ancestral grounds with Lei Zan, 1 4th level Tao Venerable, 3 2nd level Tao Venerables, 3 1st level Tao Venerables, plus Lei Zan, a peak celestial Venerable. Lin Moyu's form rapidly shrank as he landed beside Little Five. "Are you alright?" Little Five shook her head. "He tried to ambush us earlier, but I blocked it and even injured his soul." Little Five pointed at a Tao Venerable beside Lei Zan. That Tao Venerable who had tried to ambush them was a 1st level Tao Venerable cultivator. He looked unwell, clearly having failed in his sneak attack and been injured by Little Five instead. As a sole progenitor beast, Little Five's most skilled abilities, besides the cause and effect Tao, were soul attacks. One was her innate Tao, the other her innate ability. Little Five's combat power was definitely top tier among those of the same realm. The opponent glared angrily at Little Five, but she wasn't afraid at all, because Lin Moyu had arrived. The opponent had transformed into human form, retaining some beast characteristics. Lin Moyu didn't recognize which clan he was from. But that didn't matter. Attempting an ambush was enough to warrant death. Lei Zan chuckled. "Your spots were given by Lei Hao, right?" Lin Moyu glanced at Lei Zan. This glance made Lei Zan's heart skip a beat. Lin Moyu's gaze carried an indescribable coldness, giving him an extremely terrifying feeling. That feeling was as if Lin Moyu was looking at a dead man. Before Lei Zan could say another word, Lin Moyu had already pointed a finger. Skeleton Hell. A large area of space distorted. Without giving the 8 of them time to react, Skeleton Hell had already enveloped them. Among the 8, the 4th level Dao Venerable powerhouse reacted fastest, immediately sensing danger, but was still a step too late to escape Skeleton Hell. As for Lei Zan, he didn't react at all. By the time he reacted, the Hell Fiends had already appeared before him, greeting him with their gaping mouths. To deal with these 8, even the Netherworld Black Dragon from the Netherworld Black Pool couldn't be bothered to move. The Hell Fiends were enough. 3rd level Dao Venerable Hell Fiends swarmed over, dragging the 8 into the Hell Lava, frantically tearing at them. Screams rang out as Dao Venerable flesh and blood splattered throughout Skeleton Hell. Skeleton Hell devoured their flesh and blood, turning everything about them into its own nourishment. Unfortunately, Skeleton Hell was now too strong. Merely devouring these few people only strengthened Skeleton Hell a tiny bit, the effect barely noticeable. In the blink of an eye, the 8 had disappeared from the 3rd level. The entire process took less than half a minute. Clean and efficient, the onlookers in the distance all showed shocked expressions. This human Dao Venerable at the 2nd level, Lin Moyu, was ruthless, killing without blinking an eye. 7 Dao Venerables and 1 Peak Celestial Venerable had just been killed like this. Moreover, one of them was a 4th level Dao Venerable, and another 3 were 2nd level Dao Venerables like him, yet they had no resistance at all. What background does this human Dao Venerable have? How can he be so strong? Not just strong, but also very ruthless. From start to finish, he didn't say a single unnecessary word. I know that Celestial Venerable who was killed. His name was Lei Zan, a direct descendant of the lightning purple striped tigers. Where did this guy get the courage to kill a direct descendant of the lightning purple striped tigers here? Killing a clan's direct descendant in their own ancestral grounds, this will be interesting. Yeah, direct descendants aren't just nobodies. There will be a price to pay for killing one. I think this human is in big trouble. He probably won't make it out of the lightning purple striped tiger clan. The crowd in the distance discussed among themselves, not hiding their words. Every word reached Lin Moyu's ears. Little Five heard and became a bit scared. Father, will there be trouble for killing Lei Zan? Lin Moyu smiled, it's just killing a person, don't worry. They can't do anything to us. As he spoke, Lin Moyu glanced at Little Ox and Little Mist, checking their condition. Little Mist's realm was still steadily rising. Little Ox, after breaking through to mid-level Celestial Venerable, had fallen back into a cultivation state, his bloodline roaring loudly, clearly still strengthening. Estimating it would take a few more days for the 2 to regain consciousness, Lin Moyu didn't want to waste this time and continued to absorb Divine Thunder. At the same time, he was still controlling Divine Thunder to refine Little Moon. In the great world, Little Moon was making him proud. Her innate jade soul gave her an unimaginably terrifying talent. As one of the top talents in the Origin continent, Little Moon's cultivation speed was astonishingly fast. After adapting to the Divine Thunder, she began cultivating with it, her realm rising rapidly. It was estimated that in another day or 2, she could reach the Celestial Venerable realm. Even Lin Moyu back then didn't have Little Moon's cultivation speed. Seeing Lin Moyu leave, the crowd felt there was no more show to watch. Although they all said Lin Moyu had gotten himself into big trouble, none of them acted. Lin Moyu's ruthless killing method made them fear bringing trouble upon themselves. Many people left, intending to tell the lightning purple striped tiger clan members about what happened here, letting them take action. Among those leaving, some kept their gaze fixed on Little Five before departing. Their eyes carried some excitement, but they hid it well, not attracting the attention of Little Five or Lin Moyu. Flying out hundreds of miles, Lin Moyu used the same method as before, turning back into a 10,000-meter giant, spreading the wings of curse, continuing to absorb 3rd-level Divine Thunder. Opportunities were rare, and Lin Moyu didn't waste a single minute. Another 2 days passed like this, and news of Lin Moyu killing Lei Zan finally spread. When the lightning purple striped tiger clan members heard a direct descendant had been killed, it caused a huge uproar. The news spread further and further, more and more people learning about it, until finally someone came looking for them. Chapter 3006, 3006. Chapter 3006, Lin Moyu flees, no more show to watch. In the lightning world, there were at least tens of thousands of people from the lightning purple striped tiger clan. They were mostly distributed across the first 6 levels. Especially in the first 4 levels, there were the most people. In the third level alone, there were at least thousands of lightning purple striped tiger clan members. Now, as lightning purple striped tiger clan members heard the news, they angrily abandoned their bloodline refinement and rushed towards Lin Moyu. Those in the third level were basically all peak celestial venerables or Dao venerables. The movement of thousands of people caused quite a stir, immediately attracting many people's attention. As a result, more people came to watch the excitement. It could be said that at least 70% of the people in the third level were converging on Lin Moyu's location. Lei Hao was also in the third level. He suddenly received news from his clansmen and was stunned. Brother Lin killed Lei Zan. Without another word, he immediately stopped cultivating and rushed towards Lin Moyu's location at top speed. Lin Moyu was unaware of all this. By the time the news spread, he had already returned to Little Ox's side. At this moment, both Little Mist and Little Ox had stopped cultivating simultaneously. Little Mist said, I feel I'm just a bit short of Dao Venerable, but the Divine Thunder here isn't strong enough. I should go up another level. Little Ox said, after breaking through, I feel I still have strength left. I should be able to go up another level. Little Five didn't need to be mentioned. The third level was still a bit weak for her. Lin Moyu said, if that's the case, let's go up another level. With these words, the group immediately set out to find a passage to the fourth level. As they moved, Lin Moyu didn't lift the curse on himself, continuing to attract lightning. He was being frugal to the extreme, not wanting to waste even a moment. Actually, Little Ox wasn't very sure if he could withstand the divine thunder of the fourth level. But Lin Moyu felt that even if he couldn't withstand it, it wouldn't matter. He could throw Little Ox back into the great world to absorb divine thunder like Little Moon. After all, he had now collected enough third-level divine thunder. After reaching the fourth level, he would continue collecting divine thunder, so there was no need to worry about running out for now. Little Mist sat on Little Ox's back, looking around. Why are so many people following us? At this time, at least several hundred people were following behind Lin Moyu, keeping a distance of over 100 miles. They were basically all just watching the excitement, with no other intentions. Lin Moyu's actions had been too ruthless. Instantly killing Lei Zan and the other 7 had frightened them half to death. An hour later, Lin Moyu's group of 4 found a passage to the fourth level and plunged in. The spectators following behind were stunned. They've gone to the fourth level. What should we do? Should we go too? Go to hell, you want to go die. What a pity, we can't watch the show anymore. I heard the lightning purple striped tiger people are coming. Did they get some news and escape early? That's possible, but where can they escape to? They can't leave the ancestral grounds during the 100 days. Anyway, these people will probably end up in a miserable state. Knowing there was no more show to watch, these people dispersed, each finding a place to attract divine thunder and cultivate. Several hours after Lin Moyu left, a large group arrived in grand fashion. Finding Lin Moyu's group had already left, someone received news that they had gone to the fourth level. Immediately, some decided to pursue to the fourth level, while also bringing this news to the fourth level. Killing their direct clan members in their ancestral grounds was no different from slapping them in the face. This kind of thing absolutely could not be tolerated. Lei Hao knew Lin Moyu had gone to the fourth level. Hearing his clansmen's discussions, he felt somewhat worried for Lin Moyu. Although worried, he had no way to stop it. Lin Moyu's actions had already caused public outrage. With his current status and position, he wasn't able to suppress the public anger. Now they wanted to notify those in the fourth level to kill Lin Moyu to avenge Lei Zan. The fourth level was full of Dao venerables, thousands of them. If they all attacked Lin Moyu together, how could he defend against it? The more he thought, the more worried he became. Eventually, Lei Hao gritted his teeth and turned to leave. He no longer cared about his own cultivation, instead going to find a passage to the fourth level. He wanted to go to the fourth level not just to bring news to Lin Moyu, but because he felt he should stand with Lin Moyu. The reason Lin Moyu killed Lei Zan must have been for his sake, and it was very likely that Lei Zan had provoked Lin Moyu first. Regardless of the reason, he had to stand with Lin Moyu. With his current realm, the third level was most suitable for him. Dealing with the divine thunder of the fourth level would be very difficult. But now, he couldn't consider too much. In the fourth level, the intensity of divine thunder increased several times over. Here, Little Ox's blood energy was boiling, all his energy used to absorb divine thunder. Lin Moyu knew this was already Little Ox's limit. For Little Ox to reach the 4th level as a mid-level celestial venerable was already an impossible miracle for many beasts. Normally, the 1st level was where Little Ox should be. If he could go to the 2nd level, it would be enough to prove Little Ox's strong bloodline. The 2nd level was generally where high-level and peak celestial venerables cultivated. If Little Ox could reach the 3rd level, it would show his talent was unimaginably strong, his bloodline surpassing the vast majority of beasts. But now, Little Ox had reached the 4th level as a mid-level celestial venerable. The 4th level was where 2nd and 3rd level Tao venerables stayed, yet he had come here as a mid-level celestial venerable. What did this mean? Even Lin Moyu was surprised by Little Ox's bloodline. Perhaps Little Ox's bloodline was even stronger than he had thought. Under the continuous bombardment of 4th level divine thunder, Little Ox's aura was rapidly strengthening. At this rate, in less than 2 days, he would break through mid-level celestial venerable and reach high-level celestial venerable. Not just Little Ox, Little Mist's aura was also strengthening, getting closer and closer to Tao venerable. In the 4th level, Little Five finally enjoyed the benefits brought by divine thunder, her bloodline also beginning to strengthen. As a sole progenitor beast, an anomaly among spirit beasts, she possessed astonishing talent and a powerful bloodline. For Little Five, the 4th level was not the limit, just the beginning. Lin Moyu sent out a Dragon Rider Legion commander to protect the 3, while he himself flew out 100 miles, again transforming into a giant, spreading the wings of curse to absorb 4th level divine thunder. In the Great World, Lin Moyu set up a new area specifically to store 4th level divine thunder. The Great World rumbled again, but with several days of experience, the people in the Great World had become accustomed to it. Moreover, the human emperor had issued a notice, so the people in the Great World weren't panicked at all. They went about their business as usual, treating the thunder as if it didn't exist. The divine thunder of the 4th level reached the level of 3rd level Tao venerable, which the Great World could still withstand. As the World Master, Lin Moyu felt that the Great World had also reached its limit. If it reached the 5th level, the divine thunder would be beyond what the Great World could bear, requiring another solution. Chapter 3007, 3007. Chapter 3007. I told you to be quiet, don't you understand? Just 2 days later, Little Ox's aura surged again as he broke through to high-level celestial venerable. In less than 10 days since entering the ancestral grounds, Little Ox had broken through 2 realms in succession. This speed far surpassed everyone else. The divine thunder had different effects on everyone. For Little Ox, the first time bathing in divine thunder had the best effect. Combined with his extremely powerful bloodline, it wasn't surprising that he could advance realms so quickly in the end. After Little Ox reached high-level celestial venerable, the pressure from the 4th level divine thunder rapidly weakened. Little Ox immediately felt much more relaxed and was about to let out a long roar. His whole body trembled, his head just raised, not yet having time to make a sound, when suddenly a small hand slapped down on his head. With a bang, Little Ox was dazed by the slap, his good mood from breaking through instantly vanishing. But Little Ox didn't dare show any temper. He knew very clearly that the owner of this small hand was someone he couldn't afford to offend. It had nothing to do with realm. If you can't offend someone, you just can't. If he offended this young miss, he'd have no good days ahead. Little Mist extinguished Little Ox's good mood with one slap. Be quiet, I'm about to break through. Little Ox lowered his head, not daring to make a sound. However, after breaking through to high-level celestial venerable, Little Ox's cultivation speed also gradually slowed down. To break through to peak celestial venerable would take some time. Finally, on the 5th day after they arrived at the 4th level, Little Mist's aura underwent a change. A hazy Tao entwined around Little Mist, merging with her. Little Mist finally broke through the celestial venerable limit and began to enter the realm of Tao venerable. Breaking through to Tao venerable, this process couldn't be disturbed. At this time, the Dragon Rider Legion commander, who had been silent all along, suddenly raised his head and looked into the distance. The Dragon Rider Legion commander showing movement meant someone was coming. Little Ox also raised his head to look. Seeing who was coming, the vigilance in his eyes disappeared. It was Lei Hao. Little Ox said to the Dragon Rider Legion commander, one of our own, no need to worry. This Dragon Rider Legion commander was codenamed One, the first to awaken intelligence, so he naturally understood Little Ox's words. He nodded silently, not making any move. Even so, he still watched Lei Hao, maintaining due vigilance. If Lei Hao dared to make any strange moves, he would act immediately. Lei Hao struggled against the divine thunder to come over, his speed not fast, looking somewhat flustered. Seeing Little Ox and the others unharmed, he couldn't help but let out a sigh of relief. But he found that Lin Moyu wasn't here, not knowing where he had gone. The heart he had just set at ease was raised again. Lei Hao came before Little Ox, his voice urgent, "Where's Brother Lin?" Little Ox looked to the side, "Master isn't here." "What happened?" Lei Hao said, "Brother Lin killed Lei Zan. Now this news has spread, and it seems many people are coming to kill Brother Lin." Little Ox asked, "How many people?" Lei Hao said, "Many, at least several thousand, basically all Dao Venerables." Little Ox continued to ask, "Any above 4th level Dao Venerable?" Lei Hao thought for a moment, "Probably not." Little Ox said very casually, "Then let them come. However many come, that many will die." Smack! A small hand reached over and slapped Lei Hao's head hard. "I told you to be quiet, don't you understand?" Little Ox immediately lowered his voice, smiling apologetically, I know. Little Mist continued her breakthrough endeavor. Little Ox carefully said to Lei Hao, "Don't worry. If those guys dare to come, one will die for each that comes." Lei Hao didn't quite believe Little Ox's words, but looking at the Dragon Rider Legion commander not far away, he thought of the terrifyingly vast undead army Lin Moyu had during the world conflict years ago, and felt it might not be impossible. The Dragon Rider Legion commander wasn't in battle state now, his aura not showing, so his realm level couldn't be seen. But Lei Hao sensed danger from him, feeling he might not be a match for the other party. It should be noted that in the ancestral grounds, his bloodline was fully activated, his combat power greatly increased, comparable to a Dao Venerable. Similarly, his clansmen's combat power would also increase according to their bloodline strength. He told Little Ox about this situation, but Little Ox still didn't care. Lei Hao had no way to deal with this. Little Ox closed his eyes again to cultivate, drawing in divine thunder to enhance his bloodline. Lei Hao was helpless. Since he had already come here, it was impossible to leave now. No matter how things developed, he could only grit his teeth and stay here. In the world of the 4th level, there was no sound other than thunder. Half a day later, Little Five, who was cultivating, suddenly opened her eyes and looked into the distance. The Dragon Rider Legion commander made the same move as Little Five, both looking in the same direction at the same time. Lei Hao sensed their movement. What happened? His perception wasn't as keen as Little Five's, nor did he have the undead eye like the Dragon Rider Legion commander, so he didn't know what had happened. Little Five said, "Some ill-intentioned guys are coming. You all continue cultivating, I'll handle this." At this moment, the Dragon Rider Legion commander suddenly flew forward a distance, protecting Little Five and the others behind him. This was Lin Moyu's order to him, not to let anyone disturb Little Five and the others. Lei Hao looked into the distance. He still couldn't sense anyone coming. Until a minute later, he finally saw 2 people flying over. Lei Hao narrowed his eyes. 4th level Dao Venerable. Of the 2 coming, one was a 4th level Dao Venerable human cultivator, the other a 1st level Dao Venerable. Lei Hao was somewhat surprised that the ones coming were 2 human cultivators. When the ancestral grounds opened, 99.9% of those who came were beasts, though there were some humans but not many. Normally, seeing fellow humans wouldn't be surprising, but these 2 human cultivators clearly had ill intentions. Lei Hao couldn't help but wonder if Lin Moyu had offended his own kind. From afar, Lei Hao saw that 4th level Dao Venerable take out a treasure. The treasure was a mirror. He directly raised the mirror high, and a beam of light shot out from the mirror, heading straight for Little Five. His movement was very sudden, attacking from 10,000 meters away without warning, making it hard to defend against. But the Dragon Rider Legion commander moved even faster. As the other party acted, the commander was already blocking in front. Raising his battle blade, a powerful force erupted, directly shattering the beam of light from the treasure. At the same time, space distorted, and a small team of 100 riders appeared out of thin air. Bloody charge activated, and a bloody white bone Dao appeared around the Dragon Rider team. In the sea of blood, white bones constantly rose and sank. The 100 Dragon Riders turned into a bloody torrent, charging towards the newcomers. No words were needed. The Dragon Rider Legion commander wouldn't listen to any explanations. Little Five saying they had ill intentions was enough reason to attack. Lei Hao asked curiously, "Little Five, how did you know they had ill intentions?" Little Five said, "I don't know, that's just the feeling they gave me." Little Five couldn't explain the specifics, but Lei Hao instinctively believed her words. Perhaps this was Little Five's sixth sense. The other party's actions also proved Little Five's words. Faced with the bloody torrent, that fourth-level Tao Venerable showed no fear at all. He threw the mirror in his hand into the sky and cast a spell. The mirror instantly enlarged, covering heaven and earth, emitting endless colorful light that enveloped tens of thousands of meters around. Above Little Five, a virtual image suddenly appeared, a soft and cute little beast. The moment Lei Hao saw the little beast, he couldn't help but exclaim, "Soul Progenitor Beast." Chapter 3008. 3008. Chapter 3008. Swatted to death like a fly. In the colorful light, the image of a soft and cute little beast appeared above Little Five. This was Little Five's true form, a soul progenitor beast. Most cultivators knew of the famous soul progenitor beast, and Lei Hao naturally knew as well. He exclaimed Little Five's identity in shock, unable to imagine that Little Five was actually a soul progenitor beast. As he called out Little Five's identity, the Dragon Rider Legion commander turned to look at him. The soul fire flickered in the commander's skull, giving Lei Hao a chilling feeling. Fortunately, Lei Hao had no other thoughts. If he dared to have any ideas about Little Five, he would be immediately killed by the Legion commander. The bloody torrent rushed to the fourth-level Tao Venerable. His expression unchanged, his treasure robe emitted dazzling colorful light. The bloody torrent formed by the Dragon Rider Legion crashed into the colorful light and was scattered by a powerful force. A fourth-level Tao Venerable wasn't easy to deal with. Although the Dragon Rider Legion was strong, it was only at the third level of Tao Venerable. Moreover, this time only 100 riders were deployed, no match for a fourth-level Tao Venerable. Soul Progenitor Beast, it really is a Soul Progenitor Beast. I never thought I'd encounter a Soul Progenitor Beast here. What a great opportunity. The Soul Progenitor Beast was a spirit beast sought after by countless cultivators. Through the Soul Progenitor Beast, one could study the cause and effect Tao. If one could glimpse even a bit of the cause and effect Tao, they could gain immense benefits. The fourth-level Tao Venerable didn't take the 100 Dragon Riders seriously at all, nor did he regard the Dragon Rider Legion commander. Instead, he said to Little Five, "Little One, come with me. From now on, I'll be your master." Little Five looked at him like he was an idiot, not saying a word and not moving. The fourth-level Tao Venerable asked in confusion, "What's with that look?" Little Five said, "Father said there's no need to waste words with dead people." Hearing this, the fourth-level Tao Venerable wasn't angry at all, but instead overjoyed, "You even have a father. That's great. After I catch you, I'll go catch your father. As long as there are enough soul progenitor beasts, I'll definitely be able to comprehend." Before he could finish speaking, suddenly the world changed color, turning into a sea of blood. An army of 1,000 dragon riders once again launched a bloody charge. A blood torrent far stronger than before rolled towards that fourth-level Tao Venerable. At the same time, the Legion commander also made his move. He raised his battle blade and swung it towards the mirror in the sky. Fatal strike. Gathering the power of the entire Dragon Rider Legion, 1,000,000 dragon riders, he unleashed the strongest attack. His movement was hidden behind the 1,000 dragon riders, very secretive. By the time that fourth-level Tao Venerable noticed, it was too late. The fatal strike landed on the treasure mirror. Instantly, numerous cracks appeared on the mirror, and it zipped back to its owner. The fourth-level Tao Venerable looked at the cracked mirror with an extremely pained expression. He roared angrily at the number 1 Legion commander, "You dare destroy my treasure mirror? I'll definitely kill you." The mirror was very special, able to see Little Five's true form. But its grade wasn't high. When it was first used, the number 1 Legion commander directly scattered its light beam. From this, the number 1 Legion commander had already judged that this mirror wasn't an attack-type treasure. And its level had just barely reached the Tao Venerable realm. The mirror's true purpose wasn't for battle. The number 1 Legion commander had intelligence. His opponent was the entirety of this fourth-level Tao Venerable, including all his treasures. Since that was the case, he would destroy the opponent's treasure, further weakening his power. The blood torrent crashed into the fourth-level Tao Venerable again. The treasure robe emitted colorful light, forming a strong defense. This time, the blood torrent formed by 1,000 dragon riders wasn't scattered, just forced to retreat. But the fourth-level Tao Venerable's treasure robe was still intact, its colorful light not weakened at all. 1,000 dragon riders weren't enough. Originally, the number 1 Legion commander planned to deploy more Dragon Rider legions, but he suddenly stopped. A huge hand covered in cracks, carrying intense anger, came down from the sky. By the time that 4th level Tao Venerable reacted, it was too late to escape. In the palm, a vast suction force arose. A terrifying force firmly sucked in this 4th level Tao Venerable. Lin Moyu, with his 10,000-meter body, vibrating the wings of curse, had arrived. Because the wings of time curse disturbed time, Lin Moyu's appearance wasn't detected by anyone. Lin Moyu appeared here suddenly, as if teleporting, and then grabbed his opponent. With his power Tao true body empowering him, Lin Moyu unleashed an incomparably terrifying force. The colorful light protecting the 4th level Tao Venerable shattered like an eggshell with a bang. Under the 4th level Tao Venerable's horrified gaze, Lin Moyu's fist suddenly clenched, gripping him in his palm. Accompanied by a scream, when Lin Moyu opened his palm, the 4th level Tao Venerable who had been so arrogant a second ago now lay in Lin Moyu's palm like a mud figure. Although not dead, he was left with only his last breath. A strange cry sounded. That 1st level Tao Venerable who had come with him turned to flee with a terrified scream. Lin Moyu swatted at him. With a bang, this 1st level Tao Venerable exploded into a mist of blood on the spot. With one swat and one squeeze, 2 Tao Venerables, one dead, one crippled. This combat power startled Lei Hao. Fellow Taoist, spare me. The 4th level Tao Venerable lay in Lin Moyu's palm, barely alive, using his last strength to beg for mercy. His physical body was destroyed, and even his soul was severely damaged. Lin Moyu's squeeze carried a terrifying force. The power Tao had already destroyed his foundation. Didn't you want to catch me earlier? I am her father. As Lin Moyu spoke, he casually tossed the 4th level Tao Venerable in his palm up, then swatted out again, smashing him to pieces just like swatting a fly. Not only were his physical body and soul smashed to pieces, even his storage treasure was shattered. A large number of treasure materials fell out, which Lin Moyu collected with a wave of his hand. Since we're both human, I'll let you die with understanding. Lin Moyu at least let him know why he was dying. After casually killing the two, Lin Moyu's form shrank, finally returning to normal. As for why these two came, it wasn't important at all. And Lin Moyu could guess without asking. They must have discovered Little Five's identity and came specifically to catch her. He had long been mentally prepared for this kind of thing. If encountered, they would simply be killed. Lei Hao was stunned on the spot. Earlier he didn't know how Lin Moyu had killed Lei Zan, and there was also a 4th level Tao Venerable killed along with Lei Zan. Now he understood. For Lin Moyu, killing a 4th level Tao Venerable was no different from swatting a fly. Lin Moyu's combat power had actually reached such a level. Even if he reached the same realm as Lin Moyu, he would be far from a match for Lin Moyu. Lei Hao's admiration for Lin Moyu grew deeper and deeper. Lin Moyu asked, "Why did Brother Lei come here?" Lei Hao finally came to his senses and immediately explained the whole situation. Lin Moyu's smile remained unchanged, not showing any concern, "So it's for this. Brother Lei, I want to ask, if I kill too many of your clansmen, will it be difficult for you?" Chapter 3009. Chapter 3009. Enter the Forbidden Zone and die. Lin Moyu asked very directly, his words carrying waves of killing intent. If you kill too many, will you mind? This kind of question, if asked among humans, would definitely be unacceptable. It's like asking, if I kill your family members, will you mind? But among beasts, this question was quite normal. In the beast race, they originally raised venomous insects. Their tolerance for casualties was very high. Lei Hao replied, "That won't be a problem, but if they come, please let me say a few words before you act, Brother Lin." Lin Moyu agreed, "Of course I'll wait for Brother Lei to finish speaking before acting." Lei Hao immediately smiled, "Thank you, Brother Lin." Lei Hao feared that if Lin Moyu acted without a word, countless of his clansmen would die. At that time, he could persuade as many as he could. As for those who couldn't be persuaded, they could just die. Lin Moyu turned to Little Five and said, "Little Five, you weren't scared, were you?" Little Five squinted her eyes, "With Father here, Little Five won't be afraid." Lin Moyu patted Little Five's head, "All right, continue cultivating. I'm here." With Lin Moyu's return, Little Five resumed cultivating, feeling completely at ease. Lei Hao looked at Lin Moyu, lowering his voice, "Brother Lin, I don't know if I should ask this." Lin Moyu smiled. You want to ask how I became Little Five's father, right? Lei Hao nodded. That's right. Little Five is a sole progenitor beast. How did she come to accept you as her father? As he spoke, there was thick envy in his voice. Countless people wanted to catch a sole progenitor beast, but there were few who could make a sole progenitor beast willingly accept them as master. Lin Moyu said, this is a long story, dating back to when I hadn't even entered the other shore realm. Lin Moyu roughly explained how he met Little Five. Of course, it wasn't the whole story. He added some of his own edits. But the general outline hadn't changed. He explained that he met Little Five when she was just born and was recognized as her father. Lei Hao knew such things were by chance and not something one could seek, so he didn't harbor any more unrealistic hopes. Lin Moyu said, I must thank Brother Lei for coming despite the danger. I'll remember this favor. Lei Hao hurriedly waved his hand. We're brothers, no need for such formalities. Lin Moyu said, since Brother Lei has already come here, just cultivate at ease. Although the divine thunder of the 4th level is powerful, I see that Brother Lei can barely absorb it. Lei Hao laughed, rubbing his head, indeed I can still bear it. I originally thought I couldn't withstand the divine thunder of the 4th level. It seems I was too conservative. Lin Moyu smiled, sometimes, being conservative isn't a bad thing. At least it's safe. Lei Hao laughed, Brother Lin is right. At least it's safe. Cultivation isn't about who walks faster, but who walks further. Lei Hao applied what he learned, using Lin Moyu's words. As divine thunder fell, Lei Hao began absorbing it to enhance his bloodline. Originally, he thought his limit was the 3rd level. Unexpectedly, he could withstand even the 4th level. At his high-level celestial venerable level, absorbing divine thunder 2 levels higher proved the strength of his bloodline. In the 4th level, his bloodline enhancement speed was faster, far surpassing when he was in the 3rd level. Lin Moyu felt that in a few days, Lei Hao could become a peak celestial venerable. He might even have a chance to break through to Tao Venerable before the ancestral grounds closed. This was his first time entering the ancestral grounds, so the effect was strongest. Lin Moyu retreated slightly, absorbing divine thunder 10,000 meters away. However, he didn't transform into a 10,000-meter giant, nor did he spread the wings of curse. Although this method was less efficient, it wouldn't affect Little Five and the others. Little Mist's aura was steadily rising, getting closer and closer to Tao Venerable. The bottleneck of Celestial Venerable had been broken through. Little Mist becoming a Tao Venerable was a certainty. Now she was merging with the Tao, truly entering the Tao Venerable realm in just a few days. During these days, they couldn't disturb Little Mist. They had to let her break through peacefully. Only this way would it be perfect. After waiting for another day, Lin Moyu looked into the distance and murmured, they're here. He woke up Lei Hao, who was absorbed in cultivation. Those people have come. Brother Lei, why don't you go talk to them first? Lei Hao looked in the direction Lin Moyu pointed, but couldn't see or sense anything. Lin Moyu said, they're about 50,000 miles from here. At their speed, it'll probably take a few minutes. I'll draw a life and death forbidden zone 10,000 meters away. Those who enter will die. Lei Hao flew towards the direction Lin Moyu indicated, hoping to persuade some people. His status in the clan wasn't low, and he had good relationships with many Tao Venerables. Lei Hao was one of the potential successors for clan leader, so naturally he would be given some face. As for whether they would ultimately listen to Lei Hao, that remained to be seen. Lin Moyu's thoughts moved slightly, and skeleton generals flew out one by one. Over 100 skeleton generals formed a circle 10,000 meters away, protecting Little Mist and the others. At the same time, Lin Moyu also came outside the circle, quietly waiting. The 10,000-meter area was the life and death forbidden zone Lin Moyu had drawn. Those who entered would die. Lin Moyu activated his undead eye, looking into the distance through it. Although separated by tens of thousands of miles, with endless divine thunder blocking the view, he couldn't see what was happening in the distance or hear what Lei Hao was saying. But through the undead eye, Lin Moyu could see those people's movements. In the undead eye, he saw many soul flames. Each soul flame represented a Tao Venerable. At least 2,000 soul flames gathered together. These were naturally the Tao Venerables of the lightning purple striped tiger clan. Further behind, there were many more soul flames, spectators who came to watch the excitement. These spectators added up to about 1,000, and each was also a Tao Venerable. The soul flame representing Lei Hao had flown over, making contact with his clansmen. A moment later, some Tao venerables really did leave. The originally gathered soul flames split into two parts. One part stood with Lei Hao, obviously having listened to his persuasion. Lin Moyu didn't know how Lei Hao had persuaded them. He just watched quietly. Lei Hao persuaded for a full 10 minutes. About a quarter of the Tao venerables were moved and stood with Lei Hao. The remaining 3/4, about 15 to 1600 Tao venerables, weren't persuaded and still came towards Lin Moyu. The distance of tens of thousands of miles passed in the blink of an eye, and those Tao venerables appeared in sight. They were all surrounded by purple light, lightning flashing, looking at Lin Moyu with killing intent. Lin Moyu said loudly, "Lei Zan attacked me first. He brought about his own death. If you all want to avenge Lei Zan, feel free to attack me. But I'll say this bluntly, once you attack me or enter the forbidden zone behind me, I won't show mercy." Lin Moyu originally didn't want to say anything, but for Lei Hao's sake, he said a few words. Whether they listened or not was their business. Lei Hao now flew to Lin Moyu's side, making a final attempt at persuasion. "Fellow clansmen, Lei Zan acted first. According to clan rules, one is responsible for their own life and death. Why listen to others' words? Brother Lin is my honored guest. You should all know my status. Why make things difficult for me over someone like Lei Zan? If you die here for Lei Zan, it's really not worth it." Chapter 3010. 3010. Chapter 3010. For Lei Hao's sake, I won't kill you. Lei Hao made his final effort, trying his best to persuade his clansmen. In his view, these people really didn't need to throw their lives away for Lei Zan. As for talk of avenging their clansmen, it was mostly emotions stirred up by others. Most beasts weren't very flexible in their thinking. They were straightforward and easily incited. This kind of thing had happened many times in beast history. It was precisely because of this that the beast race was suited to the venomous insect-raising model. If someone died, they died. No one would lead a group to seek revenge afterwards. But this time was different. Mainly for two reasons. First, Lin Moyu had killed a direct descendant of the lightning purple striped tigers. Although Lei Zan's status wasn't as high as Lei Hao's and he wasn't an heir, he was undoubtedly a direct descendant. Secondly, the place where the killing occurred was wrong. It was in the lightning purple striped tiger's ancestral grounds. The ancestral grounds held a special status for many lightning purple striped tiger clan members. It wasn't that killing wasn't allowed in the ancestral grounds, but a direct descendant dying in the ancestral grounds was something that rarely happened in the past. Moreover, too many people had witnessed Lin Moyu killing him. If this matter hadn't spread and no one knew about it, then it would have been fine. But now that it had spread, if they didn't seek justice for their own people, how would others view the lightning purple striped tiger clan? The whole matter, after a series of changes and incitement, had escalated to an issue of racial face. Although Lei Hao had persuaded away a quarter of the clan members, that was already because his status was high enough. The 15 to 1600 Tao venerables before him remained unmoved, not one retreating. Lin Moyu had already seen through this and said to Lei Hao, "Brother Lei, step back. They won't leave. Everyone has their own fate. Perhaps this is their tribulation." Lei Hao also understood and sighed helplessly. "All right." He silently retreated, joining the few hundred Tao venerables he had persuaded to withdraw to a distance. These Tao venerables willing to listen to his persuasion were basically all from his faction. If he came to power in the future, these people would form his core group. As for others, he really couldn't manage them anymore. Lin Moyu looked at the more than 1,000 Tao venerables brimming with killing intent. "Everyone, I've had some acquaintance with your clan leader. For his sake, I don't want to kill you. So, I hope you all don't make a mistake." Hearing that Lin Moyu had some acquaintance with their clan leader, some of these Tao venerables showed hesitation. At this moment, someone shouted loudly, "Don't listen to his nonsense. How could the clan leader know a second-level Tao venerable human? He killed our direct descendant in our ancestral grounds, making our entire clan lose face. Today we must kill him to avenge our clansmen. This is our ancestral grounds. Killing our direct descendant in our ancestral grounds is like defecating on our heads. We are a royal clan, how can we tolerate this? Even if the clan leader were here, he would surely approve of our actions." These words were extremely inflammatory, immediately arousing the anger of the Tao venerables. The spectators around also chimed in. "That's right, a direct descendant killed in their own ancestral grounds, they've completely lost face. Kill him quickly, the clan's face must be preserved. Over 1,000 Tao Venerables against one person, what are you afraid of? Even if he has some puppets, can they withstand this? What 10,000-meter forbidden zone? This is simply insulting. This is the ancestral grounds, not his human territory. Amidst the words of the spectators, the lightning purple striped tiger Tao Venerables became increasingly agitated. Their auras rose, Tao Venerable auras intertwining, drawing countless lightning bolts, forming a terrifying pressure sweeping towards Lin Moyu. Lin Moyu regarded the pressure as nothing. He sighed lightly, certain that the beast's brains didn't work very well. They relied too much on bloodlines. Advancing by bloodline, they neglected the power of the Tao heart. If this were among humans, not many would follow such incitement. Because human Tao Venerables tempered their Tao hearts step by step, each Tao Venerable had their own thoughts and judgments. It would be extremely difficult to incite them. Lin Moyu looked at the large group of Tao Venerables before him, thinking back to when facing a single Tao Venerable felt like facing heaven's might. But now, facing these 15 to 1600 Tao Venerables, he could regard them as nothing. Those Tao Venerables were brimming with killing intent, looking like they were about to attack. On the other side, Lei Hao's anxiety was evident. He was truly anxious, not wanting to see his clansmen die here. But he also truly had no way, unable to persuade them at all. Lin Moyu saw Lei Hao's expression and sighed lightly, fine. As he spoke, he snapped his fingers, and the number 1 Legion commander flew over, raising his battle blade. Just when everyone thought the attack was about to begin, space underwent a large-scale distortion. Terrifying dragon riders appeared between heaven and earth. They bathed in lightning, wearing blood-red armor, tall and majestic. Each dragon rider emitted the aura of a third-level Tao Venerable. The bloody white bone Tao intertwined on their bodies, converging into a sea. What was truly terrifying wasn't the dragon riders' aura or combat power, but their number. Over 100,000 dragon riders appeared in the world, a full 100,000 third-level Tao Venerable dragon riders, forming battle formations, converging their Tao into a sea, making heaven and earth solemn. The entire world fell silent. The previous shouts completely died down at this moment. Except for the sound of thunder, the whole world quieted down, without a trace of tenderness. 100,000 third-level Tao Venerable dragon riders suppressed the entire scene, making everyone unable to breathe. Lin Moyu's gaze was solemn. Lei Hao is my brother. I'm giving him face, so I won't kill you. 10,000-meter forbidden zone. Those who enter will die. As his words fell, the 100,000 dragon riders formed into units of 1,000, composing 100 battle formations, completely enveloping this 10,000-meter area. There wasn't a sound in their movement, like the netherworld passing through. In the blink of an eye, they completed the defense. It was precisely this behavior that made everyone draw in a cold breath. What kind of army is most terrifying? It's the kind of army before them. All orders could be completed instantly, with absolute obedience. Such commands could even be completed with just a thought. Everyone had a thought in their hearts, there was no way to fight. First, in terms of numbers, they were completely overwhelmed. Outnumbered by dozens of times, they had no power to fight back. Looking at the actions of these dragon riders, all the lightning purple striped tiger Tao Venerables felt they were facing a terrifying army. An army could exert combat power several times its own number. With the same number of people, they would have no resistance against a well-trained army. Not to mention, the number of this army now exceeded theirs by dozens of times. Without even thinking, if they fought, it would surely be a one-sided crushing defeat. Lin Moyu looked at the expressions of these Tao Venerables and knew there would be no fight. Originally, he wouldn't have done this. He would have waited for these Tao Venerables to attack, then released the Dragon Rider Legion to directly kill them and be done with it. But seeing how difficult it was for Lei Hao, Lin Moyu still didn't deliver the killing blow, giving them a way out. In this situation, only a fool would come to die. Lei Hao in the distance cast a grateful look. He wasn't stupid and knew why Lin Moyu did this. Suddenly, a purple spear rose into the sky. The spear bathed in divine thunder, 1 becoming 10, 10 becoming 1,000, 1,000 becoming 10,000. Countless purple spears charged towards the Dragon Rider Legion with a boom. Chapter 3011, 3011. Chapter 3011. Even in front of the Beast Emperor, I'll kill if I must. The sudden change left everyone stunned. This spear appeared and attacked suddenly, without any warning. Before others could react, the Dragon Rider Legion had already responded. All the dragon riders raised their swords, turning into a bloody torrent to meet the spears. The spears were unmatched in might, absorbing a large amount of divine thunder mid-flight, making their power even stronger. Each spear was surrounded by divine thunder, unmatched in might. The bloody torrent formed by the dragon rider army collided with the thunder spears, unleashing earth-shattering aftershocks. After persisting for a while, the bloody torrent finally collapsed. Countless dragon riders were crushed by the spears, but the spears' power also dissipated in the process. The purple spears' power exhausted, they returned to stand between heaven and earth. Divine thunder roared down onto the purple spears, replenishing their power. In the blink of an eye, the purple spears' power surged again, quickly returning to normal. With one strike, it had routed the army of 100,000 dragon riders, causing an uproar among everyone. The power of this spear attack had surpassed the 4th level of Tao Venerable, reaching the 5th level. How powerful! It seems the lightning purple striped tiger clan still has hidden experts. That's normal. This is their ancestral grounds. They can exert power far beyond their usual here. Just one 5th level Tao Venerable powerhouse can crush this army of 100,000 puppets. Now let's see how this kid deals with it. We thought the show was over, but it seems far from finished. The 100,000 strong army has mostly collapsed. Because of him. Before the spectators could finish speaking, those dragon riders whose bones hadn't yet cooled revived one after another. In the blink of an eye, 100,000 dragon riders reappeared in the world, looking completely unharmed, as if the previous scene had never happened. Those who were discussing excitedly, ready to watch a good show, were all left speechless, as if someone had grabbed their throats. Who could have imagined that the dragon riders who had clearly been killed would revive on the spot? Lin Moyu flew out, his gaze cold. Will you come out yourself, or do I need to personally drag you out? Killing intent boiled as Lin Moyu's gaze fell on the lightning purple striped tiger Tao Venerables. Crack! Accompanied by a flash of lightning, a lightning purple striped tiger Tao Venerable slowly flew out. His body rapidly enlarged, drawing in lightning, purple lightning covering his entire body. In the void of heaven and earth, a huge thunder purple tiger appeared. The tiger's body was covered in strange patterns, each pattern like a Tao pattern, filled with vast thunder power. As soon as he appeared, he manifested his Tao true body. Accompanied by divine thunder, his aura rose steadily. He emitted the aura of a 5th level Tao Venerable, and not an ordinary one. He was a powerhouse even among 5th level Tao Venerables. This was the lightning purple striped tiger's ancestral grounds. Their clan members' combat power would increase greatly here. The stronger the bloodline, the more the combat power increased. Lin Moyu could see that he should originally be at the 5th level of Tao Venerable, but here, his combat power could reach the forefront of the 5th level. The tiger body shook, raising its paw. Endless divine thunder fell, forming an illusory giant hand that grasped the thunder spear. He looked at Lin Moyu. Human boy, I have come out. What do you want to do? Lin Moyu said, originally I wanted to kill you, but for Lei Hao's sake, and since you didn't intend to kill me, I'll spare your life. He suddenly burst into laughter, his laughter carrying some anger. Boy, although your puppets are numerous and strange, you're far from being able to kill me. Since you considered Lei Hao's face and didn't kill my clansmen, I won't kill you either. Lei Zan did indeed attack first. If you had killed him elsewhere, no one would have come to trouble you. But you shouldn't have killed him in the ancestral grounds. This place represents our clan's face. I won't kill you, but that doesn't mean I'll let you off. The lesson that should be given will be given. My name is Lei Rong. Remember this lesson. One shouldn't be arrogant in life. Lin Moyu paid no attention to Lei Rong's words, casually saying, I'm a simple person. Whoever attacks me, I'll repay tenfold. As for where it happens, what does that matter to me? Never mind that this is just your clan's ancestral grounds. Even in front of the Beast Emperor, I'd kill if I must. As for you wanting to teach me a lesson, you're not qualified. Everyone was in an uproar. Outrageous. Shut up. Daring to disrespect the Beast Emperor, you deserve death. Angry shouts rang out. The Beast Emperor was the sovereign of the beast race, the supreme existence in the hearts of countless beasts. Whenever any beast mentioned the Beast Emperor, it was always with respect. But Lin Moyu dared to say he would kill even in front of the Beast Emperor. This also meant that he wouldn't give face even to the Beast Emperor. For many beasts, this was an insult to the Beast Emperor, intolerable. Lei Rong's eyes also flashed with ferocity. Boy, do you know that just for those words, you're already guilty of a capital offense? Lin Moyu said, I'm just telling the truth. As for whether it's a capital offense or not, you can go ask the Beast Emperor if he would kill me. If even the Beast Emperor wouldn't kill me, yet you think I'm guilty of a capital offense, isn't that overstepping your bounds? Isn't that disrespecting the Beast Emperor? Everyone was stunned. The momentum they had just built up was again dissolved by Lin Moyu's few words. The beasts subconsciously felt that what Lin Moyu said wasn't wrong. It seemed they really had overstepped their bounds. How could they presume to guess the Beast Emperor's thoughts? Moreover, for trivial matters like liaison, how could the Beast Emperor bother to intervene? Lin Moyu's lips curled slightly, carrying a hint of a smile. The beasts' thinking was indeed simple, straightforward, inflexible, easily led astray by him. This was both the advantage and the flaw of the beasts. But not all beasts would be led astray. At least Lei Rong, this 5th level Dao Venerable, wouldn't be. Lei Rong said in a low voice, you humans are indeed skilled with words. We don't know and don't need to know what the Beast Emperor thinks. Your disrespectful words towards the Beast Emperor are enough reason to teach you a good lesson, to let you know not to speak so recklessly in the future. As Lei Rong spoke, he suddenly attacked, the thunder spear turning into lightning striking towards Lin Moyu. Lin Moyu smiled, fine then, I'll fight you. He knew clearly that Lei Rong would ultimately attack. Otherwise, his appearance would have been meaningless. If he didn't attack in the end, he would be the one losing face. Either don't come out, or if you come out, you must attack. But he still had no killing intent, truly just wanting to teach Lin Moyu a lesson. Even when Lin Moyu spoke disrespectfully of the Beast Emperor, he only pretended to be angry, not truly generating killing intent. From this, Lin Moyu judged that Lei Rong was very intelligent, at least his brain worked better than other beasts. Lin Moyu chuckled lightly. 2 Dao patterns in his soul glowed brightly as his power Dao true body manifested, his body rapidly enlarging. In an instant, Lin Moyu had transformed into a 100-meter giant, throwing a punch towards the thunder spear. Seeking death, Lei Rong roared angrily. Divine thunder roared as the thunder spear became even more powerful and sharp. Lin Moyu snorted coldly. A streak of gray light appeared on his fist. Chapter 3012. 3012. Chapter 3012. You're not enough to teach me a lesson. Not only did a gray light appear on his fist, but Lin Moyu's Dao true body also turned gray and white. He looked as if he had put on gray and white armor, with a somewhat dreamlike quality. Lin Moyu had activated his second Dao true body, the undying Dao true body. The power Dao true body inside, the undying Dao true body outside, the double Dao true bodies empowered him, making his strength even stronger. The gray light on his fist was filled with the power of death. The moment the thunder spear touched the power of death, its thunder power was immediately corroded and dissipated. The spear's power weakened rapidly. By the time it actually collided with the fist, the spear's power had weakened by at least 2 to 3 times. At this point, the power Dao true body took effect. Lin Moyu's blood energy roared, turning into a blood energy dragon that sent the spear flying. After repelling the thunder spear, the blood energy dragon's momentum didn't diminish, continuing to charge towards Lei Rong. Lei Rong's expression changed slightly. He never imagined that Lin Moyu, with mere 2nd level Dao Venerable strength, could repel his thunder spear. This also meant that Lin Moyu's combat power had at least reached the peak of 4th level Dao Venerable. As the roaring blood energy dragon approached, Lei Rong shouted angrily, his body bursting with purple light. The purple patterns on his body flashed brightly, drawing divine thunder. Lei Rong's tiger paw struck out fiercely, colliding with the blood energy dragon. The blood energy dragon was dispersed, but Lei Rong was also sent flying back thousands of meters before stopping. One punch had repelled Lei Rong, leaving a shocked expression on his face. Not just him, but the surrounding spectators were also dumbfounded. They couldn't imagine that Lin Moyu's own combat power would be so strong. Lin Moyu was clearly only a 2nd level Dao Venerable cultivator, but why could he unleash combat power comparable to Lei Rong, a 5th level Dao Venerable? It should be noted that Lei Rong's combat power here was not weak even among 5th level Dao Venerables. How could Lin Moyu fight across 3 levels? Some even had the illusion that this wasn't the lightning purple striped taiga's ancestral grounds, but Lin Moyu's territory. Lei Rong said in a low voice, your power is surprising. Indeed, you have reason to be proud. But this alone is far from enough. He transformed into a giant purple striped tiger and let out a roar. The thunder spear returned to his hand, becoming incredibly huge, like a pillar in his grasp. He raised the thunder spear high. Thunder roared in heaven and earth as dense divine thunder gathered in the spear. Lei Rong's aura rose rapidly, quickly reaching its peak. Then he thrust towards Lin Moyu. A terrifying lightning bolt tore through space, striking towards Lin Moyu. Wrath of Divine Thunder, someone exclaimed, seemingly shocked by this spear attack. Wrath of Divine Thunder was a bloodline technique of the lightning purple striped tiger clan. Almost every clan member who cultivated to the Tao Venerable realm could use it. However, the effect varied greatly between individuals. Some were extremely powerful, while others were pathetically weak. The strength of this technique was determined by bloodline strength and also influenced by other factors. Lei Rong's bloodline wasn't weak. Combined with the thunder spear in his hand, the power of this technique was even more terrifying. Lin Moyu was completely fearless, still throwing out a punch. The power of death erupted fully, corroding the power of divine thunder with all its might. Before the divine thunder could truly touch Lin Moyu, it had weakened by at least half. The power Tao True Body mobilized blood energy, forming a blood energy dragon that crashed into the divine thunder. Purple light illuminated the entire world as divine thunder exploded in all directions, aftershocks sweeping outwards. The lightning purple striped tiger Tao Venerables all retreated. Even just the aftershocks were more than they could bear. Not just them, but the spectators further away also retreated. They didn't want to end up seriously injured while watching the show. The Dragon Rider Legion formed battle formations to resist the aftershocks, protecting Little Mist and the others. From within the purple light came the sound of space shattering. The space of the ancestral grounds had been broken. Beyond the space was an endless world of lightning. A large amount of lightning rushed out from the broken space, unleashing even more astonishing power. Lei Rong let out an angry shout. All the appearing lightning came under his control, all crashing down on Lin Moyu. Lin Moyu was sent flying thousands of meters before stopping. He was enveloped in lightning, like a ball of thunder. Gray and white light flowed, the gray power of death constantly corroding the lightning. But the speed at which the power of death corroded the lightning wasn't fast enough. A large amount of lightning continued to bombard Lin Moyu. The damage caused by the lightning was all weakened by the immunity technique, then transferred to all the undead to bear together. Lin Moyu seemed to be wrapped in lightning, but he was actually completely unharmed. The lightning was being corroded by the power of death, rapidly dissolving, becoming weaker and weaker. Blood energy roared as the power Tao fully erupted, dispersing the last bit of lightning. Lin Moyu, carrying dragon-like blood energy, flew back. At this moment, Lei Rong also manifested his Tao True Body again. The two returned to their starting point, facing each other. "You're actually uninjured." Lei Rong's gaze was shocked, somewhat disbelieving. He believed that his previous attack, borrowing the power of divine thunder to tear through space and draw in even more powerful divine thunder from the broken space, though not enough to kill Lin Moyu, should have been enough to injure him. Just as he had said earlier, to teach Lin Moyu a lesson. He didn't want to kill Lin Moyu. Lin Moyu had an extremely good relationship with Lei Hao, and a genius like Lin Moyu must have an extraordinary status in the human race. Killing such a person would bring no benefit to him personally. Lei Rong wasn't stupid, so from the beginning he had said he didn't want to kill Lin Moyu, just teach him a lesson. But now it seemed that even teaching Lin Moyu a lesson wasn't easy. Lin Moyu also sensed Lei Rong's thoughts. "Do you want to continue? You've seen that with your strength, you can't hurt me." Lei Rong knew Lin Moyu was telling the truth, but he was somewhat unwilling. If he gave up now, where would he put his face? Just as he was thinking how to respond, suddenly a powerful aura rose from the distance. A hazy Tao appeared, vague and illusory, carrying a strong sense of mystery. Divine thunder passed through the Tao without any contact. This Tao seemed to exist, but it was as if it didn't exist in this world. Little Mist has finally broken through. Lin Moyu showed a slight smile. Seeing Lin Moyu's expression, Lei Rong immediately found a way to step down. He retracted his Tao True Body, returning to his original form. "Shall we stop here?" Lin Moyu was originally too lazy to continue fighting. The other party had no killing intent, and for Lei Hao's sake, he didn't want to kill him either. Continuing to fight had no meaning. Since Lei Rong said so, let it be. Lin Moyu nodded slightly, retracting his Tao True Body and returning to Little Mist's side. The 10,000-meter forbidden zone still existed, with 100,000 dragon riders continuing to guard, not letting anyone approach. Now was the most crucial moment for Little Mist. No mistakes could be allowed. In the 4th level of Divine Thunder, the originally all-purple world now appeared filled with endless mist. The mist spread in all directions. No matter how strong the lightning, it couldn't affect the mist. Mysterious Tao power spread freely in the lightning world. Everyone in the 4th level sensed the mystery of this Tao. Suddenly someone shouted loudly, "This is an illusory type Tao. Someone has achieved Tao Venerable with an illusory type Tao." Chapter 3013, 3013. Chapter 3013, I might just be your external force. A single stone stirred up 1,000 waves. One beast's roar immediately triggered huge waves. Countless beasts suddenly realized that someone had actually achieved Tao Venerable with an illusory type Tao. Among all the bloodlines of the beast race, there were no bloodlines of illusory type Taos at all. Only when a bloodline mutated would there be an extremely low probability of a bloodline capable of comprehending an illusory type Tao appearing. This situation had occurred only a few times in beast history, countable on one's fingers. Mutated bloodlines couldn't be inherited, couldn't be passed on to the next generation. So, illusory type Taos were a legend among the beast race. Now seeing someone achieve Tao Venerable with an illusory type Tao naturally shocked all beasts. It's said that every being who comprehends an illusory type Tao will ultimately become a top powerhouse. Whether they become top powerhouses or not is unknown, but becoming a 7th level elder is certain. Moreover, their combat power is stronger than ordinary 7th level elders, unmatched at the same level. This Lin guy is strong enough himself, but his companion is also this strong. Humans have a saying, birds of a feather flock together. Strong people naturally gather with other strong people. Does this mean that Lei Hao is also very strong? Of course. Lei Hao is said to be a true direct descendant of the lightning purple striped tigers, being groomed as a successor. He's completely different from that Lei Zan who was killed. Everyone was amazed by Little Mist's Tao. Lei Rong's expression was complex at this moment. He came to Lei Hao's side. "Lei Hao, is he your brother?" Lei Hao nodded, looking matter of fact. "Yes, Uncle Rong, is there a problem?" After learning that Little Mist had comprehended an illusory type Tao, Lei Hao even felt a sense of pride, as if he had comprehended the illusory Tao himself. By seniority, Lei Rong was Lei Hao's clan uncle. Normally, their relationship was neither close nor distant. Actually, Lei Hao's status in the clan was a bit higher than Lei Rong's, and his future development would surpass Lei Rong's. After all, Lei Rong was also a direct descendant, and a 5th level Tao Venerable. So under normal circumstances, Lei Hao would also be very polite to Lei Rong. Lei Rong asked, "Do you know what kind of illusory Tao this is?" Lei Hao shook his head, "I'm not very clear, but if Uncle Rong wants to know, I can go ask. Given my relationship with Brother Lin, he should tell me." Lei Rong nodded, "If you can find out, that would be best." "Lei Hao, Uncle Rong needs to trouble you with something." Lei Hao said, "Uncle Rong, no need to be so polite. Just say it." Lei Rong said, "After the ancestral grounds trip ends, have them stay in the city for one more day." Lei Hao immediately became alert. Keep them for what? He thought Lei Rong was still plotting about Lei Zan's death. Actually, he had thought that once the ancestral grounds trip ended, he would have Lin Moyu and the others leave immediately. In case someone came to trouble Lin Moyu would be at a disadvantage being alone. Lei Rong said, "Don't misunderstand. Regarding Lei Zan's matter, I've understood it clearly. I'll talk to the clan leader afterwards. There won't be any trouble. You know our clan's situation. Losing a few direct descendants doesn't matter. Moreover, Lei Zan didn't have a guardian behind him. His status wasn't very high. If he's dead, he's dead. Asking you to keep them here is because the clan elders have business. Your level is still low, so you don't know some things in the clan. The clan elders have been looking for someone with an illusory type Tao." Lei Hao asked, "What business do the clan elders have?" Lei Rong shook his head, "I don't know the specifics, but they probably need something from them. The clan elders have been searching for many years but haven't been able to find anyone. Your father knows about this. If you want to know, you can ask him. Although I don't know the specifics, it should only benefit your friend, with no downsides." Lei Hao was skeptical of Lei Rong's words and didn't immediately agree. Lei Rong continued, "You can tell your friend about this later. Whether to stay or not, let your friend decide. How about that? Also, if this matter succeeds, those clan elders will surely support you fully. Your future position will be more secure." After saying this, Lei Rong turned and left. Clan elders held high status in various beast clans. In the beast race system, the highest authority in each clan was naturally the clan leader. This was somewhat different from humans. Below the clan leader were the various clan elders. Each clan elder was a 7th level or higher ancestor. Within beast clans, there was a distinction between direct and branch lines. Whether direct or branch, they could be further divided into countless smaller branches. Like a 1,000-year-old tree root, although they would ultimately converge on the main trunk, when subdivided, they were intertwined and complex. Each clan elder had their own authority, managing various smaller branches. Each clan elder had their own favored candidate, so Lei Hao was only one of the successors, not the only one. If he could gain the support of the clan elders, Lei Hao's position would become secure. Lei Hao knew clearly that the reason he could become one of the successors and have a guardian was because he had a clan elder supporting him behind the scenes. And there were 8 such clan elders. After pondering for a while, Lei Hao flew towards Lin Moyu. The 10,000-meter forbidden zone didn't exist for Lei Hao. The No. 1 Legion commander controlled the Dragon Rider Legion to open a passage, letting Lei Hao enter. Seeing Lei Hao come over and his expression, Lin Moyu already knew something was up. "Tell me, what's the matter?" Lin Moyu spoke directly. With Lei Hao's personality, there was no need to beat around the bush. Lei Hao recounted what Lei Rong had just told him. Lin Moyu smiled, "Do you want me to stay or not?" Lei Hao shook his head, "I haven't thought about it. Uncle Rong said this might benefit Brother Lin, but I don't quite believe it." Lin Moyu smiled, "If your clan elders have really been searching for so many years, perhaps they really do need something. If I stay and can help, then your position in the clan will become much more secure, right?" Lei Hao hadn't mentioned this earlier, but Lin Moyu knew it himself. Lei Hao spoke frankly, "Indeed. But this isn't important. With or without the clan elders' support, I will become the clan leader." Lin Moyu said, "Having confidence is good, but sometimes, you also need external force. For example now, I might just be your external force. Think about it. If someone else found a person who comprehended an illusory type Tao and gained the clan elder's support, what would you do then? You know your clan's rules. You successors will have 3 confrontations sooner or later. With good luck, you might survive. With bad luck, you might not keep your life. Tell me honestly, how confident are you now that you can survive to the end?" Given Lei Hao's original arrogance, he instinctively wanted to refute, but found he couldn't rebut a single point. Lin Moyu was completely correct. He really didn't have absolute confidence. Those other successor candidates weren't inferior to him. He could only speak honestly, "Right now I have about a 60% chance." Lin Moyu made the final decision, "Then let's increase the chance to 90% or even higher. Even if you can't become the clan leader, you should become a clan elder. At worst, ensure that if you fail, you can still live well. As your brother, I'll definitely help if I can." Lin Moyu patted Lei Hao's shoulder, making a promise. This promise made Lei Hao's heart feel as if bathed in 9 heavens' divine thunder. At this moment, Lin Moyu became his brother in life and death. Chapter 3014, 3014. Chapter 3014, Want a bite? It's fresh. Lei Hao left with complex and excited feelings. Lin Moyu's words had deeply moved him. "From now on, you are my brother in life and death," Lei Hao silently vowed in his heart. He knew Lin Moyu agreed to stay for his sake. After killing Lei Zan, staying in Purple Tiger City was dangerous. In Purple Tiger City, Lei Zan's faction wasn't without influence. As far as he knew, Lei Zan had quite a few friends. Moreover, Lei Zan and himself shared a father. According to clan tradition, it was fine for brothers to fight and kill each other, but if outsiders got involved, that was problematic. Internal strife and external conflict were 2 completely different concepts. Just their father alone might take action against Lin Moyu. He knew his father's strength, he was a powerful being. Yet even in this situation, Lin Moyu still chose to stay and help him. Lei Hao was deeply grateful for this favor. After Lei Hao left, Lin Moyu's gaze was thoughtful. Searching for someone with an illusory type Tao, and searching for many years. They didn't specify what kind of illusory type Tao, just requiring an illusory type Tao. Could it be related to the outer gods? Well, let's stay and see. Help Lei Hao and see if he can become clan leader in the future. Lin Moyu pondered in his heart. He genuinely wanted to help Lei Hao, but also had some thoughts of his own. Searching for an illusory type Dao, the lightning purple striped tiger clan elders must have some business, but the specifics were unknown for now. Lin Moyu felt there was a possibility it might be related to the outer gods. If it was related to the outer gods, then it was worth looking into. When Little Mist broke through to Dao Venerable, her Dao manifested, and she continued absorbing divine thunder. Catalyzed by the divine thunder, Little Mist's breakthrough was much faster, taking only 3 days to complete. When her Dao receded, Little Mist had truly become a Dao Venerable. With the help of divine thunder, Little Mist's foundation was quite solid. Normally after advancing to Dao Venerable, one needs to spend considerable time stabilizing their foundation, from 10 years to 100 years. But with the help of divine thunder, Little Mist's foundation was mostly stable right after advancing to Dao Venerable. If she continued absorbing divine thunder, her foundation would likely fully stabilize before leaving the ancestral grounds. During these days, Little Ox's aura also steadily rose, advancing towards peak Celestial Venerable. But after the previous 2 advancements, Little Ox's bloodline had passed its rapid growth phase. Now its improvement speed was gradually slowing. To advance to peak Celestial Venerable would still take some time, probably another few dozen days. As for advancing to Dao Venerable, that would be difficult unless it could bathe in stronger divine thunder. Little Five's aura had also increased, but not quickly. As a sole progenitor beast, Little Five's bloodline was top tier among spirit beasts. She needed stronger divine thunder. After entering the ancestral grounds, the one who advanced fastest wasn't these 3, but Little Moon in the Great World. Under Lin Moyu's precise control, plus Little Moon's innate jade soul, her cultivation skyrocketed. Now she was just a hair's breadth from Celestial Venerable. Little Mist woke up and exclaimed happily, "I've finally become a Dao Venerable." Little Five also woke up, smiling, "Congratulations, Sister Little Mist." Little Ox also actively congratulated, "Congratulations on advancing to Dao Venerable, Sister Little Mist." It didn't dare not congratulate, otherwise Little Mist would surely kill it. Little Mist flew onto Lin Moyu in a flash, clinging to him with arms and legs, "Master, I've advanced to Dao Venerable. Aren't you going to congratulate me?" Lin Moyu gently patted Little Mist's back, "Congratulations, lazy Little Mist, you've finally advanced to Dao Venerable." If Little Mist had worked hard at cultivating, she should have advanced to Dao Venerable long ago, not dragged it out until now. Little Mist stuck out her tongue, "As long as I advanced, what does it matter if it's early or late?" Lin Moyu walked to Little Ox's side, then put Little Mist on Little Ox's back, "Let's go, we're heading to the 5th level." Little Ox was stunned, "Master, I can't withstand the divine thunder of the 5th level." Lin Moyu said, "Don't worry, I have a way." Little Ox was very clever and obedient. It wouldn't argue with Lin Moyu's decisions at all. Divine thunder was good, but the master's words were more important to follow. Lin Moyu wanted to go to the 5th level for his own considerations. The divine thunder of the 5th level could better help Little Five cultivate. They had been in the ancestral grounds for over 10 days. Little Ox and Little Mist had benefited the most, while Little Five hadn't complained once, just accompanying them. Now that those 2 had made breakthroughs, it was Little Five's turn. Moreover, the divine thunder of the 5th level could also help Little Mist better stabilize her foundation. As for Little Ox, if it couldn't withstand it, that was fine. It could be thrown into the Great World. Lin Moyu had already collected enough 4th level divine thunder for it to cultivate with. Even if that wasn't enough, there was still 5th level divine thunder. With some control and weakening, it could still be used. Little Moon was the best example. Lin Moyu had mastered this. The group headed towards the divine thunder, searching for the path to the 5th level. The lightning purple striped tiger Dao Venerables had mostly dispersed, and the spectators had mostly scattered too. Lei Hao stayed not far away, with a group of Dao Venerables following him. This group of Dao Venerables were those Lei Hao had previously persuaded. They all knew Lei Hao's identity, and after this incident, had basically become part of Lei Hao's faction. These Dao Venerables were mostly from branch families. It was normal for branch family members to gather around and rely on direct descendants. In a sense, these branch family Dao Venerables had become Lei Hao's core group. If Lei Hao became clan leader in the future, their positions would become secure. The internal power structure of the entire clan was complex. Only insiders could see it clearly. Lei Hao came over, "Brother Lin, are you going to the 5th level?" Lin Moyu made a sound of agreement, "Yes, we've stayed long enough in the 4th level." It's time to move up. Lei Hao said, with Brother Lin's talent, going to the 5th level surely won't be a problem. When the ancestral ground's close, let's have a good drink together. Lin Moyu said, good, we'll drink well then. The two said goodbye. Lin Moyu enhanced his own luck, then casually chose a direction. For finding paths, there was no better method than enhancing one's own luck. As long as luck was strong enough, naturally one's fortune would be good. With good enough fortune, no matter which direction was chosen, it wouldn't be wrong. Sure enough, after advancing for just an hour, a passage appeared before them. The number of passages from the 4th level to the 5th level had greatly decreased. Many Dao Venerables often had to search for half a day or a full day to find one. But Lin Moyu found a passage in just an hour, proving the wonder of enhanced luck. Arriving before the passage, Lin Moyu grabbed Little Ox's tail, letting it try first. As soon as Little Ox entered the passage, a purple lightning bolt struck down. Little Ox immediately let out a miserable cry. Lin Moyu pulled Little Ox back and found it had been struck crispy on the outside and tender on the inside, its whole body emitting the fragrance of cooked beef. Little Mist smacked her lips, it smells so good. Lin Moyu smiled, want a bite? It's fresh. Chapter 3015, 3015. Chapter 3015. If things go wrong, there may be a massacre. Even the freshest beef on the dining table couldn't compare to meat roasted directly on the body. Little Mist looked tempted, as if she really wanted to take a bite. She muttered softly, I wonder what it feels like to chase and bite a cow. Little Five, as a sole progenitor beast and a member of spirit beasts, also stared intently at Little Ox, especially at the parts charred by divine thunder. Little Ox was nearly in tears, pleading, Master, spare my life. Lin Moyu chuckled and waved his hand, throwing Little Ox back into the great world, out of sight, out of mind. It was confirmed that Little Ox couldn't withstand the divine thunder of the 5th level. If it went to the 5th level, it would surely die. But if he left it in the 4th level, Lin Moyu wasn't at ease either. After all, he had killed Lei Zan. If a Dao Venerable came to trouble Little Ox, it would also be in danger. So it was better to throw Little Ox back into the great world, then use the collected 4th level divine thunder to let Little Ox cultivate. Seeing Lin Moyu put Little Ox away, Little Mist continued muttering, such a coward, we weren't really going to eat you. Lin Moyu said, all right, it's your turn to try next. He used the same method, letting Little Mist enter the passage to try. After advancing to Dao Venerable, Little Mist's endurance had clearly increased greatly. She could fully withstand the divine thunder in the passage. Even if the divine thunder of the 5th level was stronger, it shouldn't be a problem. It was the same for Little Five. Now Little Five and Little Mist were at the same level, and both could withstand the divine thunder of the 5th level. After confirming there was no problem, the three entered the passage, heading towards the 5th level. The passage was filled with dense divine thunder. The intensity of the thunder here was no longer suitable for any being below the Dao Venerable realm. Even those with powerful bloodlines like Little Ox couldn't withstand it. If Little Mist hadn't advanced to Dao Venerable, she also wouldn't have been able to endure it. But for Lin Moyu, the divine thunder in the passage was still too weak. The three quickly passed through the passage, truly entering the world of the 5th level. More powerful divine thunder fell on the three as a welcome gift. Little Mist let out a muffled groan, her body swaying slightly. She could barely endure it, though with some difficulty, but she enjoyed it. The 5th level divine thunder rapidly stabilized her foundation. Before long, Little Mist would be able to truly stand firm in the Dao Venerable realm. Little Five also enjoyed the divine thunder, more relaxed than Little Mist. This also showed that Little Five's realm was somewhat higher than Little Mist's. Little Five's bloodline was also strong enough. Normally, the 1st level of Dao Venerable corresponded to the 3rd level of divine thunder. Little Five had directly crossed 2 levels, proving her extremely strong bloodline. After entering the 5th level, Little Five's bloodline began to truly improve, her aura gradually strengthening. By now, 16 days had passed since they entered the ancestral grounds. During these 16 days, Lin Moyu himself hadn't cultivated at all, always seeking benefits for Little Mist and the others. His physical body was too strong, and his soul was strong enough. The first 4 levels had no effect on him. Now entering the 5th level, Lin Moyu finally felt a little something, but only a little. The divine thunder of the 5th level falling on his body gave a slight tingling sensation. Not just his physical body, but his soul also felt a tingling sensation. The divine thunder affected both body and soul simultaneously. But this slight tingling sensation was far from enough for Lin Moyu to use for cultivation. Lin Moyu knew that he would need at least 6th level divine thunder to have a good cultivation effect. However, now Little Mist was stabilizing her foundation and Little Five was enhancing her bloodline. He couldn't leave them to go to the 6th level. Anyway, his own cultivation wasn't urgent. He would absorb divine thunder for now. He tried releasing a Dragon Rider Legion commander but found it couldn't withstand the divine thunder for long. After a short while, the Legion commander would be killed by the divine thunder. Then Lin Moyu released a Skeleton King. The 4th level Dao Venerable Skeleton King could just withstand the divine thunder. The divine thunder had no effect on the Skeleton King, completely wasted. He released 10 Skeleton Kings to protect Little Mist and Little Five, while Lin Moyu flew to a place 100 miles away and began absorbing divine thunder. He still manifested his power Dao true body, becoming a 10,000-meter giant, spreading the wings of curse, and cursing himself to attract more divine thunder. This time, the divine thunder no longer entered the Great World. The Great World was currently 7th grade, with a power limit of 3rd level Dao Venerable. The divine thunder of the 5th level had reached 4th level Dao Venerable, beyond what the Great World could bear. Forcibly introducing it into the Great World would only cause the Great World to collapse. So this time Lin Moyu drew the divine thunder into his soul world, which was much more stable than the Great World. In the soul world, he opened up a space, arranged formations, and confined the divine thunder inside. The whole process went as smoothly as Lin Moyu had expected. Divine thunder fell on Lin Moyu, was drawn into the soul world, and quickly accumulated into a sea of lightning in the soul world. The originally quiet soul world now had the sound of thunder. The world tree stretched out, using its thick branches to wrap around the sea of lightning, making the soul world quiet again. In the blink of an eye, 10 days passed. During these 10 days, Lin Moyu continuously absorbed divine thunder. The scale of the sea of lightning in his soul grew increasingly vast, already surpassing the total of the previously absorbed 3rd level and 4th level divine thunder. By now, 26 days had passed since he entered the ancestral grounds. Suddenly, a breakthrough aura rose from afar. Lin Moyu knew Little Five had finally broken through. Over these years, Little Five had been cultivating, her realm slowly rising. She had already progressed far in the 1st level of Dao Venerable. Now, with the help of the 5th level divine thunder in the lightning purple striped tiger ancestral grounds, she finally completed her breakthrough to the 2nd level of Dao Venerable. Although Little Five had only broken through from the 1st to the 2nd level of Dao Venerable, the aura she stirred up was incredibly powerful. The powerful breakthrough aura surged between the lightning, even the divine thunder could hardly compare. A hazy, illusory Dao appeared between heaven and earth. Lin Moyu, 100 miles away, also saw this Dao. This Dao was more illusory than the Fate Dao and Power Dao. Although all were illusory Daos, this one seemed even more ethereal. Cause and effect Dao. Lin Moyu murmured softly, pity, it's still too weak. Soul progenitor beasts indeed possessed the cause and effect Dao, but the cause and effect Dao Little Five displayed was still too weak. The cause and effect Dao was just a power brought by Little Five's bloodline. It could be slightly utilized, but was far from being truly mastered. Immediately after, a powerful spirit beast appeared on the cause and effect Dao. Little Five projected the image of a soul progenitor beast, illuminating heaven and earth. Lin Moyu's expression changed slightly. He spread his wings of time and rushed back to Little Five's side at top speed. With the appearance of the soul progenitor beast's image, Lin Moyu knew trouble was coming. Whether human or beast, countless Dao Venerables wanted to obtain a soul progenitor beast. Now that Little Five had revealed her true form during her breakthrough, it would surely attract many people's attention. People would definitely come looking for her next. Lin Moyu had a thought and released another 9,000 skeleton kings. A full 100 skeleton kings stood guard on the perimeter. He knew that those coming this time would mostly be above 4th level Dao Venerable. Although he wasn't afraid, it was still troublesome. If things go wrong, there may be a massacre. Chapter 3016, 3016. Chapter 3016. Hesitate for a moment, life and death apart. The powerful phenomenon caused by Little Five's breakthrough exceeded Lin Moyu's imagination. Both the cause and effect Dao and Little Five's true body projection affected the entire world of the 5th level. All cultivators in the 5th level could see the phenomenon. Whether the cause and effect Tao or the sole progenitor beast, both would arouse the covetousness of countless people. Lin Moyu couldn't stop others from coming to cause trouble, he could only prepare. Little Five was still breaking through and couldn't be disturbed. Lin Moyu wouldn't show mercy to anyone who came to disturb. Just 15 minutes after the phenomenon appeared, Lin Moyu sensed people coming. 3 people were coming from different directions, all 4th level Tao Venerables. In the 5th level, 4th level Tao Venerables were the majority, with 3rd level being the minority. 3 4th level Tao Venerable beasts came from different directions, getting closer and closer. Among the 3, one was a Tao Venerable from the lightning purple striped tiger clan, while the other 2 were from other clans. The phenomenon projected by Little Five became their best guide, and they came straight towards Little Five. 100 skeleton kings had already completed their defense 10,000 meters away. The 3 approaching Tao Venerables first saw the tall skeleton kings, then Little Five. The moment they saw Little Five, their gazes were all drawn to her. Sole progenitor beast. Without exception, all 3 showed greed in their eyes. The temptation of a sole progenitor beast was too great for them, or more accurately, the temptation of the cause and effect Tao was too great. The temptation was so great that they overlooked the existence of the skeleton kings. Only at 2nd level Tao Venerable, yet already activating the cause and effect Tao in her bloodline. This sole progenitor beast is one with a powerful bloodline even among sole progenitor beasts. To think a sole progenitor beast would come here and even break through, how unexpected. Quick, act now, or someone else will beat us to it. The 3 had their own thoughts. The Tao Venerable from the lightning purple striped tigers hesitated a bit, knowing how spots for the ancestral grounds were distributed. Those who got spots to enter here were surely friends or acquaintances of clan members. He wasn't clear about Little Five's background. If this sole progenitor beast belonged to a fellow clan Tao Venerable, his actions would bring unnecessary trouble. By clan rules, if this Tao Venerable was a 7th level elder, he would be dead for sure. But the other 2 Tao Venerables weren't lightning purple striped tiger clan members, so they naturally didn't care about these things. They acted directly, afraid of losing the opportunity. The 2 exchanged glances, wary of each other, while charging towards Little Five. They released powerful forces, attacking the skeleton kings simultaneously. To approach Little Five, they first had to break through the skeleton king's defense. Lin Moyu murmured softly, "Kill." Burning some belief power, 2 skeleton kings' power instantly strengthened. The skeleton kings swung their swords simultaneously, Tao technique, blood kill. As the sword light flashed, both Tao Venerables cried out. Huge wounds burst open on their bodies, blood spraying, severely injured on the spot. The 2 flew back in horror, instantly retreating 100,000 meters, not daring to approach. The skeleton king's Tao technique directly triggered the target's blood energy to attack. The stronger the blood energy, the greater the power. The 2 beasts' blood energy was originally not weak. Attacked by blood kill, their blood energy exploded, causing severe damage. Plus, Lin Moyu used belief power to enhance the skeleton king's Tao technique power. With one strike, the 2 4th level Tao Venerables were almost instantly killed. However, this was also because the 2 hadn't used their Tao true bodies. If they had used their Tao true bodies, stabilizing their blood energy, the amount of blood energy the skeleton kings could detonate would be greatly reduced, and the effect wouldn't have been so good. Unfortunately, they were completely focused on Little Five, not paying attention to the skeleton kings at all. The skeleton kings were too special. Before they acted, it was very difficult to discern their true combat power. So the skeleton kings were overlooked by them, and they paid a heavy price for it. The 2 were severely injured and didn't dare approach again. They looked at each other, with some relief. They both knew they had lost the chance to compete for the sole progenitor beast, but being able to keep their lives was already quite lucky. But could they really keep their lives? 2 more skeleton kings raised their bone swords, Tao technique, blood kill. The 2 who had just escaped death suddenly felt danger descend, a sense of death arising from the depths of their hearts. Their faces changed drastically, but it was too late. 2 more sword lights flashed on their bodies simultaneously. Their bodies exploded, dying on the spot. The skeleton kings flew over rapidly, bringing back their broken half-bodies. The skeleton kings killed and took the corpses, returning to their positions. The whole process was incredibly smooth and natural, as if they had done this countless times. The Tao Venerable from the lightning purple striped tigers stared blankly at this scene. In just a few seconds, 2 4th-level Dao Venerable powerhouses of the same level as him had died. They died so quickly, without any hesitation. The ones who acted were these somewhat strange puppets. He never imagined these skeleton puppets could be so powerful enough to instantly kill 4th-level Dao Venerables. If he had also acted, he would probably be a corpse now too. He was grateful he had hesitated for a moment. This moment of hesitation had saved his life. A soul progenitor beast was good, but one needed to be alive to benefit. If one lost their life, what use was a soul progenitor beast or the cause and effect Dao? 2 Dao Venerables dying before him startled him, and he immediately retreated 10,000 meters. He carefully observed the Skeleton Kings, looking for their master. He was certain the Skeleton Kings were puppets, and puppets must have a controller. The soul progenitor beast was breaking through and couldn't be the controller, so the controller must be someone else. Finally, he saw someone standing not far from Little 5. A human, a 2nd-level Dao Venerable human. Are these puppets his? Is the soul progenitor beast his too? He was somewhat confused, not quite understanding. In his view, Lin Moyu was only a 2nd-level Dao Venerable being. How could he possess such powerful puppets? Then he suddenly realized something. Lin Moyu stood there, bombarded by divine thunder, not only unharmed but without even feeling anything. Even he, with 4th-level Dao Venerable cultivation, couldn't be unaffected by divine thunder. This was the 5th level. The divine thunder of the 5th level corresponded to 4th-level Dao Venerable. This mere 2nd-level Dao Venerable human, Lin Moyu, actually regarded divine thunder as nothing. Actually, besides Lin Moyu and Little 5, there was also Little Mist, a 1st-level Dao Venerable. But Little Mist was too inconspicuous and was directly overlooked. He still couldn't believe Lin Moyu could be so strong. Suddenly, Lin Moyu turned to look at him, then flew over. The moment Lin Moyu's gaze fell on him, he suddenly felt his heart pounding, as if targeted by some ancient fierce beast. He almost turned to flee. But after all, he was a 4th-level Dao Venerable. He quickly calmed himself down. Lin Moyu came before him. Human Lin Moyu, may I ask how to address you? Lin Moyu didn't call him senior, seeming somewhat impolite and assertive. But the other clearly didn't care about this point and replied, I am Lei Zhonghu, greetings to fellow Taoist Lin. Chapter 3017, 3017. Chapter 3017, each has their own way of seeking death. Lei Zhonghu, just from the name one could tell he wasn't from the direct lineage of the lightning purple striped tigers. Direct lineage names were always 2 characters, never 3. This was the simplest way to distinguish between direct and branch lineages. In the lightning purple striped tiger clan, if a direct lineage member committed a mistake and was stripped of their direct lineage status, their name had to add 1 more character, becoming 3 characters. Lin Moyu said, my friend is breaking through. I hope fellow Taoist Lei won't come to disturb, and also please inform your clansmen who come later not to disturb me. I have a good relationship with your clan, and some acquaintance with your clan leader. If things go too far, it won't look good for anyone. Lin Moyu was somewhat forceful. Although he didn't say it explicitly, he had made himself very clear. Don't force me to act. If I do, I won't be polite. I will kill. I have some acquaintance with your clan leader, but I won't show mercy because of this relationship. I'll kill if I have to. Those 2 are examples of the outcome. Lin Moyu believed Lei Zhonghu could understand these words. If he couldn't understand such words, he wouldn't be qualified to be a 4th-level Dao Venerable cultivator. The beast race's minds were straightforward, but that didn't mean they were stupid. Lei Zhonghu understood the meaning in Lin Moyu's words. He looked somewhat embarrassed and helpless. There was no choice. Now he was at a disadvantage. What else could he do? The 2 Dao Venerables just now were the best examples, instantly killed on the spot, leaving only 2 broken corpses, tens of thousands of years of cultivation destroyed in an instant. He didn't want that. He wanted to live well, to live for many more years. Lin Moyu's gaze turned to the distance. Someone's coming. Among them are your clansmen, fellow Taoist Lei. Lei Zhonghu looked in the direction Lin Moyu indicated but saw nothing. He couldn't sense anything. How could Lin Moyu, a mere 2nd-level Dao Venerable, sense it? He even suspected Lin Moyu was just making it up. But just a minute later, he sensed people coming from that direction. There were quite a few, including familiar auras of his clansmen. In 1 minute, for a 4th-level Dao Venerable, even in the 5th level, passing through countless lightning bolts, they could fly tens of thousands of miles. Lin Moyu's sensing range was so much farther than his own. The range of perception, to a certain extent, also represented the strength of the soul. Lei Zhonghu realized that although Lin Moyu appeared to be only at second level Dao Venerable, his soul was even stronger than his own. Lin Moyu said softly, "Fellow Taoist Lei, aren't you going to stop them?" Lei Zhonghu suddenly awoke and immediately flew towards the newcomers. He was also afraid his clansmen would rush in recklessly and end up being killed. Even if they wanted to rush in to snatch the soul progenitor beast, they should let others test the waters first, to see where Lin Moyu's bottom line was. Lin Moyu chuckled softly and returned to Little Five's position. This position was the 10,000-meter forbidden zone. Lin Moyu didn't release more skeleton kings. 100 was enough. He never fully revealed his strength. There was no need. The strength revealed just needed to be enough to solve the current problem. If it wasn't enough, it wasn't too late to add more force. This was Lin Moyu's confidence. He was confident in his own strength, not overestimating himself. A group of people appeared in the lightning, numbering several hundred. More than half of them were members of the lightning purple striped tiger clan. As the realm levels got higher, with each higher level, the number of people correspondingly decreased. In the 4th level, one could still find thousands of Dao Venerables. By the 5th level, it was hard to say if there were even 1,000 Dao Venerables. Besides the group coming from roughly the same direction, there were also some people coming from different directions. They were all coming for the soul progenitor beast, for the cause and effect Dao, whether near or far. In Lin Moyu's view, these people had already chosen their path to death. Soon, those rushing over appeared in sight. He slightly opened his palm, and 10,000 rays of colorful light burst from his palm, forming a large ball 2 meters in diameter. 100 skeleton kings stood outside the light ball, forming a defense. Then Lin Moyu's voice overpowered the divine thunder, resounding for 100,000 miles. This is a forbidden zone. Those who enter will die. Without any extra explanation, he used just 7 words to tell everyone that this was a life and death forbidden zone. As for whether others would listen, that was beyond Lin Moyu's control. Everyone heard Lin Moyu's words, and everyone clearly paused for a moment. At this time, Lei Zhonghu had also flown in front of his clansmen and began to persuade them. As for how he persuaded them, Lin Moyu didn't care. That was his business, not Lin Moyu's. If he could persuade them, that would be best. If not, Lin Moyu wouldn't show mercy. What needed to be said had been said. Lei Zhonghu flew over with those Dao Venerables while trying to persuade them. From afar, Lin Moyu could see Lei Zhonghu's anxiety. Although he was a 4th level Dao Venerable, not weak in terms of realm, his status wasn't good. As a branch family member, both his authority and prestige were too weak. Not many would be willing to listen to him. Lei Zhonghu was very anxious. He didn't want his clansmen to go to their deaths, but he couldn't persuade them. Lin Moyu's voice reached their ears, making everyone pause for a moment. Then some Dao Venerables showed disdain, a little 2nd level Dao Venerable brat, talking big here. "I'll eat you. Get out of the way quickly, or I'll eat you." Mere human, drawing a forbidden zone in someone else's ancestral grounds. How ridiculous. One might think this was human ancestral grounds. That's right, even the lightning purple striped tiger Dao Venerables haven't drawn any forbidden zones here. Who do you think you are? One Dao Venerable after another spoke thunderously, looking at Lin Moyu. They weren't fools. While speaking, they didn't forget to pull down the lightning purple striped tiger clan. After all, this was their ancestral grounds. Lin Moyu's actions indeed didn't give them face. Drawing a forbidden zone on someone else's territory, if this wasn't a slap in the face, what was? The lightning purple striped tiger members' faces turned green. They all felt they had lost face and harbored hatred towards Lin Moyu. Lei Zhonghu finally couldn't help but roar, "Fellow Taoist Lin is a friend of the clan leader. Don't let your heads get muddled. The soul progenitor beast is fellow Taoist Lin's friend, possibly also the clan leader's friend. Can't you calm down a bit? Besides, there's only one soul progenitor beast. With so many of you, how can you share it? Even if you got the soul progenitor beast, are you sure you could comprehend the cause and effect Tao? How many people in history have obtained soul progenitor beasts? Did they comprehend the cause and effect Tao? 2 people have already died here. Why won't you listen to reason? Why do you still want to go to your deaths?" Amidst Lei Zhonghu's angry roars, the lightning purple striped tiger clan members finally began to calm down a bit. The beast race's flaw was that they were easily impulsive, but they weren't actually fools. If they were fools, they couldn't have become Tao Venerables. Once they calmed down, they would realize that what Lei Zhonghu said wasn't wrong. With so many of them, and only one sole progenitor beast, how could they share it? If so, why should they rush to the front? If there was real danger, wouldn't it be better to let others go first? Most of the lightning purple striped tiger clan members stopped, but there were still a few who said disdainfully, "You're just a branch family member. What right do you have to lecture us here? What status does the clan leader have? How could he possibly have a second-level Tao Venerable human friend? You're insulting the clan leader. Sole progenitor beast, even if I can't get it, I can't let outsiders have it. If I get it, I'll give it to the clan leader." Chapter 3018, 3018. Chapter 3018. Slaughter begins, why come seeking death? From the words spoken, one could see that the status within the clan of branch family members like Lei Zhonghu was indeed vastly different from direct descendants like Lei Hao and Lei Rong. Although the beast race claimed to respect strength, the distinction between direct and branch lineages within the clan had deeply rooted. No matter how Lei Zhonghu spoke or how anxious he was, there would always be a group of people who ignored him, even looked down on him. Lei Zhonghu knew this point. Fortunately, he had also persuaded some people, so it wasn't completely useless. At least over 100 4th-level Tao Venerable beasts charged towards Lin Moyu simultaneously. In order to compete for the sole progenitor beast, they completely ignored Lin Moyu's warning. In their hearts, it was now about being first. Snatching the sole progenitor beast, getting the first prize. As for Lin Moyu, a mere second-level Tao Venerable, what did he count for? Because the sole progenitor beast was in front, firmly attracting their attention. Originally, there were also several human Tao Venerables who came with the beasts. Those human Tao Venerables were much smarter. They stopped and didn't rashly go forward. Making the same choice as them were also some beasts who could think flexibly. They knew that even if they rushed over now, with so many people chaotically grabbing, they might not necessarily really get it. It was better to watch the situation first. After others fought among themselves, they could come in as the opportunist. After all, there was only one sole progenitor beast. No need to rush. Lin Moyu snorted coldly, seeking death. With a thought, 100 skeleton kings raised their swords simultaneously. Tao technique. Blood kill. The skeleton kings were also 4th-level Tao Venerables. Facing enemies of the same level, they didn't even need Lin Moyu to lock onto targets. The skeleton kings themselves could lock onto enemies. 100 skeleton kings simultaneously locked onto 100 Tao Venerables, using the blood kill technique. As sword light flashed, a series of explosion sounds resounded through heaven and earth, drowning out the sound of divine thunder. Blood kill, based on the bloody white bone Tao, burned the enemy's blood energy, using the enemy's blood energy as a blade to harm them. Among those of the same level, blood kill was unrivaled. Especially against enemies with strong blood energy, it was even more so. These Tao Venerables underestimated Lin Moyu too much, so almost no one used their Tao true bodies. This also allowed blood kill to exert its power to the extreme. Explosion sounds rang out, followed by continuous screams. One Tao Venerable after another was blasted back, their flesh mangled, bones exposed, severely injured. The blood kill technique didn't just blast the physical body, but also the soul. The sudden change caught everyone off guard. The 100 skeleton kings raised their swords again, sword light cutting through lightning. Technique. White bone god slash. 100 bloody white bone Taos appeared, countless white bones floating up and down within the Taos. Just looking at it was extremely terrifying. White bone god slash fell silently on these Tao Venerables, turning into countless sword lights exploding, dealing a double strike to both body and soul. Screams rang out again in unison, like a beautiful melody. White bone god slash's attack power wasn't as strong as blood kill, but for beast Tao Venerables of the same level, it was still a formidable strike. However, during this time, some Tao Venerables reacted extremely quickly. They immediately manifested their Tao true bodies, strengthening their power. Some beasts were also skilled in defense, using secret techniques to raise their defensive power. The effect of white bone god slash wasn't as bloody as blood kill. Among over 100 Tao Venerables, only a few truly died under these two strikes. The vast majority were just severely injured, not dead. They all looked horrified, retreating in fear and panic. Unfortunately, the shadow of death hadn't left. Boom! An explosion, mixed with screams, shattered these survivors' relief. A Tao Venerable died on the spot in a violent explosion. Then, explosions came one after another, screams one after another. Lin Moyu raised his hand, casually pointing at those Tao Venerables who were fleeing rapidly. His hand carried the power of death. Whoever he pointed at would explode and die. Origin level technique, corpse explosion. In Lin Moyu's soul, 4 Tao patterns glowed brightly, emitting a suffocating power. Using corpse explosion through a Tao Venerable was stronger than directly using the technique's power. Lin Moyu used one Tao Venerable corpse as a weapon to blow up another Tao Venerable, then used that corpse as a weapon to continue blowing up the next one. Now all these Tao Venerables were severely injured. They couldn't withstand the bombardment of corpse explosion at all. What technique is this? So terrifying, whoever he points at dies. Quickly stop him, or we'll all die. After Lin Moyu casually killed over a dozen Tao Venerables, those severely injured Tao Venerables finally reacted. They realized that if they didn't stop Lin Moyu, they would all die. Escape alone wasn't enough. Just now, a beast Tao Venerable skilled in speed used a secret technique to instantly fly tens of thousands of miles away. Then, accompanied by an explosion, he fell from the sky tens of thousands of miles away. Although beasts weren't clever, their battle instincts were strong. They realized that only by killing Lin Moyu did they have a glimmer of hope to survive. They quickly charged towards Lin Moyu, unleashing various secret techniques, spells, and treasures simultaneously, trying to kill Lin Moyu. Useless. Lin Moyu shook his head slightly. His power Tao True Body and Undying Tao True Body manifested simultaneously. The Undying Tao True Body wove a large area of grey death power, enveloping Lin Moyu like an atmosphere. All attacks directed at Lin Moyu were weakened several times by the death power, then blocked by the power Tao True Body. Lin Moyu just stood there, unmoved like a towering mountain, ignoring the various attack methods of these Tao Venerables. Boom, boom, boom. Explosion sounds continued. Lin Moyu suddenly changed his locking method for corpse explosion. Originally, he only locked onto one target, using one corpse to attack one target. Now, Lin Moyu began to use one corpse to attack 2 targets. The damage caused by corpse explosion was 200% of the corpse's life force when alive. So even attacking 2 people simultaneously, each person would receive at least 100% damage. Now that they were severely injured, 100% damage was enough to be fatal. While resisting the Tao Venerable's attacks, Lin Moyu's fingers kept pointing, one after another. The Tao Venerables at the forefront were blasted to pieces, their souls scattered. In the blink of an eye, another dozen or so were blown to death. Of the 100 Tao Venerables before, less than half remained now. Why isn't he afraid of our attacks? What kind of abnormal defense is this? How can it be so strong? We are 4th level Tao Venerables, why can a mere 2nd level Tao Venerable guy block our attacks? Those Tao Venerables hadn't even reached Lin Moyu's front before being beaten to collapse by Lin Moyu. Finally, they arrived in front of Lin Moyu, but what greeted them were the Skeleton Kings. The Skeleton Kings came over, blocking in front of Lin Moyu. If the Tao Venerables wanted to kill Lin Moyu, they had to kill the Skeleton Kings first. But Lin Moyu wouldn't give them the chance at all. The Skeleton Kings raised their bone swords. Although they temporarily couldn't use techniques, the power of the bone swords was still incredibly terrifying. The Beast Tao Venerable's treasures clashed with the bone swords. The bone swords were fine, but the treasures developed numerous cracks. Terrifying sword light forced these Tao Venerables back one after another. The Beast Tao Venerables finally despaired, it's no use, we can't break through. Let's flee quickly. Some Tao Venerables spat blood, using escape techniques. Some Tao Venerables took out treasures, crushing them. The treasures turned into light, carrying them far away. Unfortunately, for Lin Moyu, it was all useless. Corpse explosion ignored space. Once locked on, even escaping the ancestral grounds was useless, let alone just moving away. Chapter 3019. Chapter 3019. I still want to live a few more years. In just 2 minutes, 100 Tao Venerables died in battle. And Lin Moyu, as if he had done something trivial, hadn't moved half a step from beginning to end. The entire 5th level was filled with a thick smell of blood. The powerful blood of Tao Venerables was splashed freely among the lightning. This was all 4th level Tao Venerable blood. Each drop was as heavy as 10,000 jun, each drop containing enough power to kill a celestial venerable. For some alchemists and medicine makers, every drop of Tao Venerable essence blood was top-grade material. Not to mention the large amount of fresh Tao Venerable flesh, all premium material. But now, they were here, floating in the air like garbage. Divine thunder fell, landing on the flesh and blood. The flesh was destroyed, becoming nourishment for the 5th level. The skeleton kings flew out, collecting the remaining usable corpse fragments. These were all good weapons, not to be wasted. Those Tao Venerables who hadn't acted, seeing this scene, all showed horrified expressions. Especially those Tao Venerables persuaded by Lei Zhonghu, they were all grateful they had listened and not acted. Otherwise, they would have been the ones to die. Lei Zhonghu seemed to let out a sigh of relief. It's good that you all listened to persuasion. Although among the dead Tao Venerables were also over 20 of their lightning purple striped tiger clansmen. But since these guys wouldn't listen to persuasion, they were seeking death themselves, not worth sympathy. Especially those last few words made Lei Zhonghu extremely uncomfortable. So what if I'm from a branch family? The status of branch families isn't high, but so what? I kindly came to persuade you not to go to your deaths. You didn't listen, so you deserve to die. Lin Moyu's gaze swept over the remaining Tao Venerables. None of them dared to meet Lin Moyu's eyes, feeling that Lin Moyu's gaze was like a sharp sword, bringing death. Lin Moyu's cold voice rang out, "Everyone, if anyone wants to avoid death, you can come try again. I'm right here. As long as you can kill me, you can obtain the soul progenitor beast." Lin Moyu's tone was calm, but no one dared to move. The 100 Tao Venerables before were the best example. They moved, and then they died. Tao Venerables all cherished their lives. Although beast Tao Venerables often acted rashly in the heat of the moment, they weren't brainless. Now their minds were very cold. The coldness spread from their souls throughout their bodies, and they didn't dare to move. A soul progenitor beast was good, but one needed to be alive to enjoy it. Lin Moyu suddenly looked into the distance, a hint of a smile appearing on his cold face. In the distance, dense with divine thunder, a person came riding the lightning. Lei Rong, stepping on his thunder spear, flew over from afar. He was clearly also coming for the soul progenitor beast, but upon seeing Lin Moyu, he showed a look of surprise. Lei Rong cupped his hands towards Lin Moyu, greeting with human etiquette, "So fellow Taoist Lin is here." Lin Moyu smiled, "As fellow Taoist Lei also here for the soul progenitor beast?" Lei Rong's gaze swept around, seeing the true form of the soul progenitor beast, which was actually Little Five. He seemed to understand something and smiled. "I didn't expect the people around fellow Taoist Lin to be more amazing one after another. To be honest with fellow Taoist Lin, I originally came for the soul progenitor beast, but now I don't want it anymore." Although not explicitly stated, it was very clear. He wanted it before because of the soul progenitor beast, now he didn't want it because of Lin Moyu. Lin Moyu smiled, "Actually, Senior Lei Rong can still consider it." Lei Rong shook his head, "Since it belongs to fellow Taoist Lin, how could I think about it?" He thought to himself, "I still want to live a few more years. Fighting with you? No way." He wasn't a fool. The smell of blood here hadn't dissipated yet, and fragments of bodies were still flying in the lightning. Every piece of flesh and blood was left by 4th-level Tao Venerable powerhouses. Lei Rong knew he couldn't kill so many 4th-level Tao Venerables at once. After all, those were 4th-level Tao Venerables, not 3rd level. This showed how strong Lin Moyu's power was, and how much strength he had hidden earlier in the 4th level. Lei Rong's gaze swept around, seeing Lei Zhonghu and the others, and immediately flew over. His status and position were different from Lei Zhonghu's. As a direct descendant and a 5th-level Tao Venerable, his status was naturally very high. His arrival immediately became the backbone for this group of Tao Venerables. Learning what had just happened from everyone, Lei Rong couldn't help but glance at Lin Moyu. He hadn't expected Lin Moyu's methods to be so sharp. If he had come a step earlier, he could have stopped those clansmen from going to their deaths. But it was too late to say this now. In his view, these clansmen had definitely died in vain. His gaze carried thoughtfulness. Lin Moyu had a young lady by his side who had comprehended an illusory type Tao and become a Tao Venerable. He had a soul progenitor beast with a powerful bloodline, and another spirit beast with an equally powerful bloodline. Lin Moyu gave him a feeling of being unfathomable. Lei Rong didn't want to provoke Lin Moyu, especially since after the Ancestral Grounds trip, they would need to ask for Lin Moyu's help. He knew that those clan elders were almost going crazy trying to find cultivators of illusory type Taos. All the lightning purple striped tiger Dao venerables looked at Lei Rong, hoping he could stand up for them. Clan brother, did those clan brothers just die in vain? Yes, this is our ancestral grounds. Killing our people so recklessly in our ancestral grounds, isn't that going too far? And that's a soul progenitor beast. If we could get the soul progenitor beast, the clan leader would surely reward us heavily. Lei Rong looked at these guys. Those speaking were basically all direct descendants. None of the dozens of branch family Dao venerables spoke up. Lei Rong said bluntly, "You're just too used to good days. Don't forget what we beasts follow. Now their fists are bigger than ours. What can we use to stand up? Do you know his identity? Lei Hao, one of the successors, is his brother in life and death. I advise you to give up this idea. Those who died earlier, they're dead and that's it. If you want revenge, go yourself." Lei Rong's words made the few very embarrassed. Go themselves. Go to their deaths. Lei Rong then said to Lei Zhonghu, "You did well, knowing when to advance and retreat. After the ancestral grounds trip ends, you can go find Lei Hao. Although you're from a branch family, that kid will surely accept you." Lei Zhonghu wasn't stupid. He understood the meaning in Lei Rong's words and immediately responded, "Thank you for the guidance, clan brother. Little Tiger understands." He called himself Little Tiger, lowering his posture greatly, which pleased Lei Rong very much. Lei Rong said in a low voice, "I'm going to the 6th level first. I advise you not to have any ideas about the soul progenitor beast. If you really can't let it go, you can tell the clan leader after the ancestral grounds trip ends, and see if the clan leader will stand up for you. Don't say I didn't warn you, fellow Taoist Lin is no ordinary person. Even the clan elders might need to ask for his help." After saying this, Lei Rong said no more and flew towards the distance. He was going to the 6th level to inform the clansmen there about Lin Moyu's situation. He thought Lin Moyu would probably go to the 6th level, as the divine thunder of the 5th level was useless to Lin Moyu. Fearing there might be more trouble later, he went to give a warning first. Lei Rong left, and the remaining lightning purple striped tiger Dao venerables looked at each other. No one dared to fight Lin Moyu, and they finally dispersed and left. Lei Zhonghu also left, bowing deeply to Lin Moyu before leaving. Lin Moyu muttered to himself, "Someone who knows when to advance and retreat, and understands etiquette, is rare among beasts. He can indeed become one of our own." Chapter 3020, 3020. Chapter 3020, Lin Moyu finally begins to cultivate. As the Dao venerables of the lightning purple striped tiger clan left, the remaining scattered Dao venerables completely extinguished their thoughts of competing for the soul progenitor beast. This was no longer something they could compete for. After all, this was the lightning purple striped tiger's ancestral grounds. If even the lightning purple striped tiger Dao venerables had given up, what difference was there between staying and seeking death? Although they had left, Lin Moyu hadn't withdrawn the Skeleton Kings. The 10,000-meter forbidden zone still existed. Little Five was still in the process of breaking through and needed a bit more time. During the breakthrough, divine thunder continuously fell, making her breakthrough more smooth and her bloodline increasingly powerful. Lin Moyu felt that Little Five's cause and effect Dao seemed a bit stronger than when the breakthrough began. This meant Little Five's bloodline had strengthened. Perhaps with the help of divine thunder, Little Five could truly master the cause and effect Dao, making the cause and effect Dao hidden in her bloodline truly take effect, rather than only being able to plant causes and reap effects through techniques. At that time, he could also see how powerful the cause and effect Dao really was. Lin Moyu pondered for a while and had an idea. He wanted to collect divine thunder from each level, confine this divine thunder, and turn it into a power that Little Five and the others could continuously use. As for the thunder poison brought by divine thunder, Lin Moyu had a way to remove it, though it would be a bit painful. Thinking back to when he used world-burning fire to remove Dao poison, that intense sensation still made his soul shudder whenever he recalled it. After waiting a few more days, on the 30th day of entering the ancestral grounds, Little Five finally completed her breakthrough. She broke through to the 2nd level of Dao Venerable, with joy written all over her face. The excitement wasn't because of the realm breakthrough, but because Little Five felt the change in her bloodline. "Father, I feel my bloodline has become stronger." Strengthening the bloodline was more important than raising the realm. As long as the bloodline could become stronger, realm advancement was just a natural progression. Lin Moyu patted Little Five's head, "This is just the beginning. You'll be even stronger in the future. I have an idea." Lin Moyu told Little Five about his idea. Although he had already made a decision, he still wanted to respect Little Five's opinion. After all, she called him father, and it wasn't for nothing. Little Five naturally agreed wholeheartedly. Whatever Lin Moyu said was fine, she had no objections. As for Little Mist, her opinion wasn't important. Little Mist was very dissatisfied with this, but it was useless. Lin Moyu ignored this crazy girl. Then Lin Moyu waved his hand, sending Little Five and Little Mist back to the Great World, and went alone to find a passage to the 6th level. He enhanced his luck and chose a direction randomly. This completely unskilled method was crude but effective. Lin Moyu pondered what he needed to do next. First, go to the 6th level, use Divine Thunder to cultivate his physical body, and while cultivating his body, collect Divine Thunder. His soul had already begun to arrange formations in the soul world. This time, the materials used for arranging formations weren't origin crystals, but directly using world tree leaves. World tree leaves were not only excellent materials for forging, but also excellent materials for setting up formations. Most crucially, unlike origin crystals, they didn't have the problem of power depletion. The world tree could directly replenish power for the world tree leaves. This was a characteristic Lin Moyu had just discovered. This discovery greatly increased the usefulness of world tree leaves. The world tree was full of treasures. Previously, among the various treasures of the world tree, the leaves had the least use. The main reason was that Lin Moyu never forged items. But now, world tree leaves had found a suitable use. A large number of world tree leaves flew out as Lin Moyu set up a formation. This formation could greatly stabilize space, enough to contain the Divine Thunder of the 6th level. The Divine Thunder of the 6th level corresponded to the 5th and 6th levels of Tao Venerable. His soul world could barely withstand it. As for the higher 7th level Divine Thunder, Lin Moyu hadn't considered it for now. After all, he wasn't confident about entering there. Although Lin Moyu was planning far ahead, it was just planning. He wouldn't aim too high. An hour later, Lin Moyu found a passage to the 6th level. Without thinking, he directly entered the passage. A deep purple Divine Thunder fell on his head, instantly causing a tingling sensation throughout his body. Comfortable, Lin Moyu smiled. It had been a long time since he had this feeling. His physical body had been cultivated many times, only advancing to the 4th level of Tao Venerable with the pressure at the bottom of the realm sea. Afterwards, he never found a suitable place for body refinement. The difficulty in cultivating the physical body was in finding a suitable place. It couldn't be too strong or too weak. And one place wasn't enough. As the physical body strengthened, its adaptability would also increase. Even with the lightning purple striped tiger's ancestral grounds, even with 9 levels, Lin Moyu felt that at most it could only strengthen his physical body to the 6th level of Tao Venerable. It might not even reach the 6th level of Tao Venerable. His physical body might adapt when it reached the 5th level of Tao Venerable. By then, Divine Thunder would be useless, and he would need to find another suitable place. But thinking again, this wasn't necessarily a bad thing. If his physical body truly became immune to Divine Thunder, then he could absorb Divine Thunder without restraint and confine it. As long as there was a suitable place to store Divine Thunder, he would become a mobile ancestral ground in the future, also becoming a treasure trove for Little Five and others to cultivate. Passing through the passage, Lin Moyu officially entered the 6th level. The Divine Thunder of the 6th level was even stronger than that in the passage. Lin Moyu's body rose with a strong tingling sensation. Where the Divine Thunder passed, his physical body suffered some damage. At the same time, Divine Thunder also penetrated his soul, refining it. Divine Thunder was miraculous. As long as one could withstand it, while causing damage, it would also make the physical body and soul stronger. But most cultivators only passively used Divine Thunder, wasting much of its power. Beasts mainly used Divine Thunder to strengthen their bloodlines, neglecting the physical body and soul. As usual, Lin Moyu abandoned passive techniques, using the power Tao to mobilize blood energy, quickly repairing damaged parts of his physical body. In this process, his physical body became increasingly stronger. His soul was also refined simultaneously, bathing in Divine Thunder, gradually becoming stronger. The feeling of physical body and soul improving simultaneously was intoxicating. The powerful force growing from within the body, the increasingly powerful feeling, made Lin Moyu feel extremely comfortable. Lin Moyu enjoyed this process. This was the cultivation place he needed. 3 days after Lin Moyu entered the 6th level, his body and soul adapted to the divine thunder, and the rate of improvement gradually weakened. After another 2 days, the 6th level divine thunder, which could allow 6th level Dao Venerable powerhouses to cultivate, completely lost its effect. Lin Moyu's body and soul both developed immunity. At this point, Lin Moyu's physical body and soul were still at the 4th level of Dao Venerable, unable to advance further. Lin Moyu knew that if he wanted to enter the 5th level of Dao Venerable, he would need to go to the 7th level. The 7th level is a must-go, but before that, as he muttered to himself, Lin Moyu manifested his power Dao true body, becoming a 10,000-meter giant, while also spreading the wings of curse. He began to absorb the divine thunder of the 6th level, confining and storing it.